What is this? Anil looked at the scene in disbelief and said. So horrible, whether it's Shanks or Yuri, the breath exuding from his body is too terrifying now. Just relying on the breath is enough to twist the surroundings. The captain is now in the devil fruit awakening state, and the red-haired one, although I am not very clear, should be a special field formed by Conqueror's Hockey Ultimate. A voice rang out at this time. Who are you? And what does devil fruit's awakening mean? Annie, said Lou, turning his head to look at the woman who appeared behind him. Zala. The staff of the Ministry of Intelligence, the internal sequence Jazz, Devil Fruit Awakening is to develop Devil Fruit to Ultimate, awakening the potential power of Devil Fruit, but it does not seem to be the time for this, Captain Devil Fruit's awakening battle, but it's ruining the world, it's going to be affected by their fighting here, and it's going to die. Zala said. Isn't this distance very far? Can it still spread to this place? Enel said in disbelief. But as soon as Enel's words fell, I felt an ultimate terrifying force bursting over. Shanks pierced out with a sword, and the terrifying power that condensed the power of the world turned into a huge lightsaber to stab towards Yuri. Everything where the lightsaber passed was destroyed instantly. Shinra Tianchong. At the same time Yuri pushed with both hands. As Yuri's palms withdrew, a huge beam of light rushed towards Shanks. In 2 years, Yuri's strength has been greatly improved. When Devil Fruit awakens, this move Tianchong has completely transformed the invisible repulsion into a form visible to the naked eye. The power is even more terrifying, and the repulsion is even more substantial. I saw 2 ultimate forces collide together. Shanks' lightsaber keeps piercing the sky into the beam of light. But the beam of light of Tianchong's repulsive force hit, crushed everything, suppressed everything. The 2 forces kept hitting, as if no one was convinced. Ultimate's terrifying energy came out from the collision of the 2 forces in all directions. Quickly leave here, the captain can destroy the entire Solomon Island in an instant, here he is in danger, Zala said. Zala did not wait for Enel to reply, and ran away. Zala evacuated quickly, and only secretly breathed a sigh of relief when she retreated to the vicinity of Gabriel's palace. Hey, woman, what did you mean by saying that the captain has the power to destroy the entire Solomon Island in an instant? If I remember correctly, Solomon Island is this large island, right? Enel appeared in Zala with a flash of lightning, said by the side. Thunderfruit, it's really a convenient ability, literally, if the captain wants it, Solomon Island, including everyone on Solomon Island, will be erased instantly, Zala said. Instantly erase. If I understand correctly, these 4 words mean that the captain can instantly destroy everyone and everything on the entire Gabriel Island, and even the entire island. Enel stunned. Your understanding is absolutely correct, Zala said. Aren't you kidding me? Although the captain's strength is very strong, it shouldn't be so exaggerated, Enel said incredulously. Although he also has the ability to destroy an island. But that is the power that can be used after preparation and with the help of the power of Thundercloud. But even if you use the power of thunderclouds to cast thousands of thunder, it is impossible to destroy an island in an instant. What's more, this Solomon Island is not an ordinary island, but a very large island, about 10 times the size of Burka. Destroying such an island in an instant, and completely erasing it, how is this possible? Even if he knows that Yuri is very strong, he still doesn't believe that he can do such a thing. You are the one who came out of milk. The captain used to burn the entire former naval headquarters Marlin in full view with Skywrath, together with more than 100,000 marine elites on it, and dozens of naval headquarters vice admiral to completely destroy it. For this reason, Marine I had to relocate the headquarters to Saboti Archipelago. Almost no one in the entire sea knew about this. As a member of the Gabriel Pirates, you didn't even know. Zala looked at Enel suspiciously. Hearing Zala's words, Enel was stunned here. Boom, at this moment, a huge explosion sounded, and a terrifying shockwave hit this side. Even at this distance, Enel had to raise his hand to cover it. Through his fingers, Enel saw a mushroom rising over most of the battlefield. The horrible energy is exploding. If you were still there just now, you will definitely be affected. Looking at this mushroom cloud containing terrifying energy, Enel shuddered. Even he didn't have absolute certainty to escape from there before being affected by this explosion. The explosion slowly disappeared, and 2 people in the center of the explosion were standing there unscathed. Gabriel Yuri, it's even scarier than the legend. Shanks looked at Yuri, with a surprised look on his face. With the sword just now, the strength of the 2 seemed to be equal at first. But gradually he felt that the power of his sword was constantly being repelled, becoming weaker and weaker. Before long, I am afraid that my power will be completely crushed by it. For this, Shanks had to detonate the power on the sword, and both forces exploded in an instant. Hey, it's too much to mess around on someone else's land, right? Yuri said. It was a bit too much, sorry, Shanks said with a smile. She said she was sorry, but her face didn't look sorry at all. Although Shanks is good among pirates, he will not make troubles at will not do things like robbery and murder, and will not slaughter civilians. Even civilians who are in difficulty will help if they encounter. Even if someone provokes him, Shanks won't get angry as long as it doesn't offend him. But as a pirate, he was used to being free, he had seen too many things, he was not afraid of anything, and he didn't care much about anything except his companions. Do you know that you are very awkward now, emptying the hall? Yuri said lightly, and Yitang pressed out to Shanks. Immediately Shanks's face changed, and a palm print instantly hit Shanks's body. This huge handprint appeared extremely suddenly, like a repulsive flying knife, as if it hit Shanks in an instant. The palm prints shined brightly, and the terrifying repulsion came out, as if to tear everything apart. Shanks was knocked down and flew out. Captain. Shanks. Seeing Shanks flying upside down with a palm, everyone at Red Hair Pirates exclaimed. It's not over yet, Yuri said faintly, waving his palms and striking Shanks's body one after another. At the moment Yuri emptied his palm, Shanks felt the danger and gathered a strong armament hockey defense. But still vomiting blood from this empty palm. There is a powerful repulsive force on this empty palm, which repels the layers of armament hockey of Shanks. A palm may not be able to break Shanks' defenses, but when the number is large, Shanks' armament hockey can't completely resist it. God wrapped in arms, supernatural. Shanks shouted, the power of heaven and earth condensed on him. Shanks exudes a terrifying aura. Armament hockey is like arrogance gathered around his body, holding up empty palms. God wrapped arms, super fast sword. Shanks disappeared in a flash and appeared behind Yuri at the same time. Boom. Shanks used to stand beside Yuri, and then behind Shanks now standing. Everything on the ground, soil, and rocks was shattered and destroyed by the sword energy. The speed of this sword is several times faster than the previous speed. The gods are armed and supernatural, condensing armament hockey to the whole body, not only improves his defense, but also gives Shanks more powerful strength and speed. It also makes this sword really fast beyond imagination, and of course it consumes a lot of money. The sudden emergence of supergravity is really troublesome. But after a sword cut, Shanks didn't look happy at all, instead his face was extremely solemn. As Shanks spoke, Yuri's body turned into an afterimage and disappeared faintly. Shanks's trick just now is not unpleasant. If others, even the strong like Kaido, will not be able to avoid it. When Shanks fought Kaido, he was hit by this move and suffered some injuries. But when Shanks used this trick against Yuri, he avoided it. It's not that Yuri's speed is fast. Even if Yuri has such fast-moving moves as no camera movement, and even the secret technique of near-space movement such as gap movement, it is still difficult to dodge in the face of a speed sword like Shanks. No matter how fast you move, you always need time to react, right? It takes a while to activate, right? And once Shanks' speed sword is activated, you don't even have time to react. Not to mention that Yuri's interstitial movement is not a real spatial movement. Even if it is a real spatial movement, with insufficient strength and insufficient response, it will also suffer from cancer. But Yuri easily escaped. It turned out that Shanks' attack was near Yuri's body just now, and he immediately felt an extremely powerful force of gravity press on him. It should be said that it is gravity, the strong gravity generated from the center of the earth, thus forming an extremely terrifying gravity. Under this powerful force, Shanks' speed stopped for a moment. Although it was only an instant, even Shanks himself did not react. But in such an instant, Yuri easily avoided the attack. Then, my trick, red hair, two-pole static domain. Yuri appeared not far from Shanks and said. Hearing Yuri's words, Shanks' face changed drastically, and he was ready to avoid him in an instant. But at this time the static domain was opened, and Shanks was also fixed there. Is this the static domain of the two poles? Sure enough, everything is still in this domain, but Shanks is actually a little strange why Yuri uses this trick. Although this trick can stop everything, it can hold him there. But in this domain, all of them are still, and even attacks are still. Used to tie up the enemy, it's okay to delay time. But what role does it play in battle? Is Yuri ready to use this time to gain momentum and use powerful attacking moves? At this moment, a twisted ball of light appeared again in Yuri's hand. Seeing this twisted ball of light, Shanks' face changed. At this time, Yuri tossed the twisted bent light ball into the static domain of the two poles, right beside Shanks, and then Yuri quickly disappeared into the static domain of the two poles. When Yuri disappeared into the static domain of the two poles, the domain also disappeared at any time. At the same time, the twisted ball of light expands and becomes a ball of light about 3 meters in diameter. Everything in the light sphere is crushed by constant distortion. Two-poles collapse force field, zero form. This trick is actually the two-pole collapse force field. The previous two-pole collapse force field, once you grasp the target, you can directly use universal pull and shenluo tianzheng to act on one point, and you can form a distorted collapse force field on the target. The advantage of this trick is that it is convenient, handsome, and extremely difficult to avoid. The disadvantage is that the waste is large, the consumption is large, the power is small, and the range is small. Don't look at Yuri once used this trick to directly kill a marine giant vice admiral. However, if you use this trick to deal with 4 Emperors level powerhouses, it is basically difficult to cause substantial damage. Compared with the effort consumed by using this trick, some of the gains outweigh the gains. So Yuri developed 0 type and 1 type 2 tricks on this basis. Just use the 0 form, create a compressed two-pole collapse force field ball, and then throw the force field ball at the enemy. When the force field ball resists the position, it will immediately expand to form a circular two-pole force field with a diameter of 3 meters to cover the target. The attack method of this trick is the same as the dust road in Hokage, the original world stripping technique. The difference is that Yuri is a circular bipolar collapse force field. Shanks' speed is too fast, and he has a strong observation haki, afraid that he will detect the danger of this trick and hide. So Yuri used a two-pole static domain beforehand. But Yuri found that Shanks was still too underestimated. It's really too dangerous. Fortunately, I found something wrong. Use Conqueror's domain to break through this static domain. Otherwise, it's really dangerous. Seeing the ever-distorted and crushed poles collapse, the 0 form, Shanks, who appeared on the other side, said with lingering fear. This is amazing. What kind of battle is this? If you are not careful, the battle will end instantly. Shanks used God's entanglement arms, and the attack after the magic was avoided in this way. The people of Red Hair Pirates looked at each other, and their eyes showed worry. Armed with Gods is Shanks's unique trick. It is a trick that Conquerors has learned from the life and death battle with Kaido after returning from East Blue. The move just now is the secret of God's arms, and it is the fastest move of all Shanks' attacks. Even a monster like Kaido was slashed without any response under this move. But Yuri easily escaped, which made everyone feel a bad premonition. Is this guy so scary? Enel opened his mouth in surprise. Our captain is one of the New World 4 Emperors. He once went to naval headquarters alone, fighting alone with hundreds of thousands of elite naval headquarters, dozens of naval headquarters vice admiral, Shichibukai, Marine 3 admiral, Marine hero, Marine marshal. Zala said triumphantly. Conqueror's field can actually break through the two-pole static field. The two-pole static field plus the two-pole annihilation force field, 0 cannot capture you. It seems that I have to show some real skills, Yuri said. Hee. Didn't you just have a real skill? It's troublesome now, Shanks said jokingly. Shanks, you know that I have always had a problem. There are too few blues. If you want to use a skill, you have to plan carefully, but this problem has improved recently, Yuri said. Shanks looked dumbfounded when he heard Yuri's words. Fortunately, Shanks is very smart. Although blue and skill are terms that I have heard for the first time, I can roughly understand the meaning of this sentence when I think about it. Is there any improvement? Shanks said thoughtfully, narrowing his eyes. In front of the Magneto throne, Yuri said lightly at this time. It's so strong gravity, this is troublesome, is there no way to use the speed sword anymore? Shanks showed a look of shock. He only felt an ultimate horrible gravitational force covering his body. The horrible gravitational force brought super strong gravity. Shanks felt his body heavier dozens of times in an instant. What shocked Shanks the most was that the gravity field had an active and wide coverage, covering the entire battlefield, and even the Red Hair Pirates in the distance were affected. Such a large area of gravity enveloped the entire battlefield, and Shanks was inevitable. The speed of Shanks in this gravity will be greatly restricted, and moves like speed swords are considered useless. At this time, Yuri's hands were once again closed, and then opened again, and the same twisted bent light ball appeared again. The two poles collapsed the force field, one style, Yuri shouted. Following Yuri's words, the twisted bent light ball between his hands suddenly flashed, and he saw a round beam of light bursting out of the twisted bent light ball. The beam of light shot straight towards Shanks, and everything it passed was distorted. The gods are armed, the gods are destroying the sword. Shanks's power, boldness, and haki all gathered towards the sword in his hand. Shanks' sword exudes a terrifying breath. At this time, the beam of light of the two-pole collapse force field enveloped over, and Shanks cut out with a sword. As this sword was cut out, an invisible force collided with the twisted bent light column. This sword of Shanks set off a storm of destruction. Under a single sword, the twisted bent light column was cut out one after another. If it is zero, Shanks's sword may really be able to smash it to pieces. It's a pity that this move is a force field that collapses between the two poles. The biggest difference between Form 1 and Form 0 is that it is not rootless. The other end of one type is in Yuri's hands, and Yuri keeps increasing this power, controlling the two poles of annihilating force field to press against Shanks. In the end, Shanks was shrouded in a beam of light, and the terrifying twisting force field distorted Shanks. Puff. A big mouthful of blood spurted from Shanks' mouth. Shanks. Captain. Everyone at Red Hair Pirates exclaimed. Ben Beckman and others rushed out the first time, trying to rescue their captain. But the closer you get, the stronger the surrounding gravity. In addition to Ben, Beckman and other people, the other Red Hair Pirates captains are all unable to move under the pressure of gravity. Reluctantly moved forward but was heavily pressed to the ground. Even Ben, Beckman and others feel that every step is extremely difficult. This is really a monster. The closer you get, the stronger the gravity, and the gravity has increased more than 10 times when you get here. If you step forward, the gravity will be stronger. If you get closer to Gabriel Yuri, the gravity may reach hundreds of times. Under such gravity, it is difficult for us to stand still. Shanks. Go on like this, Shanks him. Ben, Beckman and others all showed ugly looks. Originally, they wanted to rescue their captain Shanks, but in this case, even if they rushed over, I'm afraid they wouldn't be able to help the busy fox at all. Tens of times and hundreds of times of gravity, even in this world of body monsters, is extremely terrifying. Drink. Twist the cage. Yuri yelled. The huge magnetic field converged and injected into the twisted bent light pillar in his hand. The twisted bent light column in the hand deformed, and in the blink of an eye, a huge cylindrical twisted bent light was formed around Shanks. Shanks, known as the fifth emperor of the sea, was imprisoned in this small cylindrical light cell. Cylindrical Guangyu is composed of a thick twisting force field, even Shanks can't break through it. Shanks, this new world can no longer accommodate the fifth emperor of the sea, Yuri said lightly. Shanks was defeated. It's impossible. How could such a monster be easily defeated? An exclamation came from Whitebeard's mobile. Is it Gabriel Yuri? Shanks went to challenge Gabriel Yuri? New world can't accommodate the fifth emperor of the sea, thief ha ha ha. This bastard is still so hockey. There was no trace for 2 years, and the entire sea was suppressed as soon as it appeared. On this day, a news came suddenly, shaking the entire new world and even the entire sea. The red-haired Shanks, known as the fifth emperor of the sea, was defeated. And it was Gabriel Yuri who defeated him. As soon as the news came out, the whole world was shaking. Who is Shanks? If it was a year ago, maybe people outside New World just thought he was just one of the many big pirates in New World. Only the pirates of New World know that Shanks is definitely the top pirate under the Emperor of the Sea. Even facing the Emperor of the Sea, Shanks can definitely have the power to fight, making them unwilling to provoke them at will. And a few months ago, the world reacquainted with Shanks and everyone in the world knew about the red hair. Shanks who left New World for a long time returned to New World. Shanks who returned to New World encountered Kaido of the Beasts. There are not many pirates who can fight Kaido of the Beasts in New World now. Shanks is barely one. So a big battle happened, but this battle made everyone look and surprised everyone. The two sides fought for a day and night, and it is said that the battled desert island was almost destroyed. The last two people turned out to be both losers. That's Kaido of the Beasts. It was this battle that made everyone know Shanks again. Then Shanks met Whitebeard in the sea, and the two fought a battle. Although the two did not fight desperately, just a little bit of exchanges, but it was time for Whitebeard to admit the strength of Shanks. Said it has a spirit not weaker than that of One Piece Roger. Who is Whitebeard? That is the best in the world. Even if Yuri is still alone in the naval headquarters, the sky in his hand destroys the entire naval headquarters in an instant, but it still can't shake Whitebeard's position as the strongest in the world. Of course, some people say that Yuri is the strongest in the world, because he has the power to destroy an island at this moment. But Whitebeard, who can easily set off a tsunami, can also destroy people on an island. As for whether the island can be destroyed or not, it is not important to other people, the important thing is the person above. Who is the strongest in the world? There are still different opinions on the sea. But who made Yuri disappear for more than 2 years? No deeds have been reported, and the voice that agrees that Yuri is the strongest in the world has gradually disappeared. So Whitebeard still sets the position of the strongest in the world. Fighting with Kaido one day and one night and losing both, and with Whitebeard's recognition, plus Shanks was originally the top big sea pirate in New World, Unlike Yuri, they were completely newcomers with bounty at the time, so soon, New World's 5th Sea Emperor the name fell on Shanks. I haven't seen you for more than 2 years, and many people have almost forgotten Yuri. Many people even think that Yuri died somewhere in the sea. But when such a new emperor of the sea was defeated by Yuri, everyone remembered Yuri's horror again. At the same time, this new world has become the 5th emperor of the sea. This sentence also spread throughout the sea. I have seen Shanks's strength. It is not weaker than Kaido. Such a tough guy is defeated and has no chance to escape. It only shows that Gabriel Yuri's strength has become stronger again. Whitebeards also said with a solemn expression. Hearing what Whitebeard said, everyone in the Whitebeard pirate group became serious. New World can't accommodate the 5th emperor of the sea, mama, I agree with this sentence. New World is too small to accommodate the 5th emperor of the sea, Big Mom said with a smile. But Gabriel Yuri's strength is really getting more and more terrifying. Shanks's strength is not weak. Some time ago, it was comparable to Kaido of the Beasts. After 2 years of silence, the guy won as soon as he came back. 4 emperors ranked powerhouse. Perospero showed a worried look on his face. The other people in the Big Mom pirate group also have solemn faces. Shanks has also fought against the Big Mom pirate group. The hockey man made a deep impression on them. Although Shanks is very strong, it is only natural that he will be defeated by Gabriel Yuri. That guy's abilities can't be handled by anyone. Although Shanks can fight Kaido on par, but he doesn't have the Devil Fruit ability. For the guy who developed Paramecia Devil Fruit to Ultimate, Shanks has no advantage at all, and it is reasonable to be defeated, Big Mom said. Hearing what Big Moemd said, everyone in the Charlotte family nodded in understanding. Although Devil Fruit has the shortcoming of fearing the sea, and even this shortcoming can be called a weakness, it is still called the secret treasure of the sea, which shows its importance. Except for Garp, the top powers on the sea today are almost all demon fruit power. Although Devil Fruit's ability is not necessarily the reason why they became the top powerhouse. However, it is undeniable that they are so terrifying that they possess Devil Fruit, and Devil Fruit has greatly increased their destructive power. Shanks is a pure hockey master. If you face others, you may still have a chance. But what he is facing is Gabriel Yuri, who has developed the magnetic fruit to ultimate, and all kinds of strange methods emerge in an endless stream. But even if they knew this, everyone in the Big Mom pirate group still didn't feel relaxed at all. Did Shanks lose? Kaido's face showed a solemn and gloomy look. Big Mom believes that Shanks has suffered from the absence of Devil Fruit. But Kaido, who fought Shanks for a day and night, understood very well. Even without Devil Fruit ability, that man is absolutely terrifying. There is only one reason why he will be defeated, and that is that Yuri is much better than him. Boiling up, isn't this red hair? I heard that you have become the 5th emperor of the sea. How come you were locked up here? It's boiling over. They are really relieved. Even a big person like you won't even give you a mirror. It seems that they also know that mirrors are of no use to you. In the underground cage of Gabriel City, Doflamingo and Shanks were kept in 2 cages respectively. However, the treatment of the 2 people is different. Among them, Doflamingo's entire body is covered by sea stone, and it is very difficult to even move it. Compared to Doflamingo, Shanks is much easier. He doesn't have any chain buckles, because Yuri knows that any buckle can't hold Shanks. And the cage is also an ordinary iron cage. It is okay to tie up ordinary people, but for Shanks, it is the same as if such a cage is a knot. Hey, red hair, I know that such a cage can't hold you down. How about we join hands? You open the chain of the cage to me, and even Gabriel Yuri can hardly stop us with our strength. After all, this is Gabriel Yuri's lair. This is his weakness. We only need to escape, and then gather another team. With our strength, the Emperor of the Sea definitely has our place. Doflamingo said with a smile. Shanks glanced at Doflamingo and said, "You die this hard, you will never escape from here." After speaking, Shanks ignored D of ramming Mingo. Seeing this, Doflamingo's smile disappeared, his expression stiff. Although this cage is similar to Shanks, Shanks has no way to break it. Because this time he was not only arrested alone. The entire Red Hair Pirates was arrested. The people of Red Hair Pirates were not detained here. They were scattered and detained on Garu Island, another island of the Kadi dynasty, in several secret island prisons. Yuri told Shanks that at the moment he broke this cage and escaped from the prison, the moment his partner's head fell. So although Shanks could easily break this cage, but there was no way to break it, because an invisible cage bound him. Oh, it's been more than 2 years since the sound has disappeared, and I did such an earth-shattering thing as soon as I came back. It really deserves to be Gabriel Yuri. When the Shanks incident came, Marine was also shocked. When Shanks was crowned the 5th Emperor of the Sea, Marine naturally couldn't sit back and watch. At this time, I couldn't watch the pirates continue to expand, so red hair pirates were also encircled and suppressed several times. But all the encirclement and suppression efforts failed. This guy who soared to the sky, even if Marine dispatched 2 admirals and a dozen large warships, he still returned without success. That terrifying conqueror's spirit has impressed Paluzolino even today. But that overbearing guy was actually defeated by Yuri. And it was still defeated on the Solomon Island of the Canadian Empire. You must know that there is the Lao Lao of Jiadi Wangchao Lai, some truly terrifying moves, such as Skywrath, Gabriel Yuri is impossible to perform there. It seems that Gabriel Yuri has hidden and practiced in the 2 years since he disappeared. The 2 years have improved his strength again, Sakazuki said coldly. With Gabriel Yuri's current strength and status, he is still constantly trying to improve his strength. From this we can see that his ambition is not small. A Gabriel dynasty may not satisfy him, Kuzan said. His return to New World this time is bound to be turbulent. From what happened this time, he is even more domineering. Not only has his strength increased, but his temper has also increased, Sakazuki said. It's terrible, terrible. Paluzolino. Gabriel Yuri, known as the world's greatest horror, has the power to destroy an island in one fell swoop. 2 years ago, the Battle of Marin Fender destroyed the entire Marin Fender, and even one person ran into Marie Joy's alone and destroyed the entire Marie Joy's building. Destroy. How strong is his strength? At this moment, a blind vice admiral with white eyes and pupils said. He was the strong man who was conscripted by the world government 2 years ago. When he came up, he was awarded the title of preliminary admiral by Marine Fujitora with a smile. Hearing a smile, all Marines' expressions fell silent. Faced with, you never know how many weird abilities he will have. You will experience Devil Fruit's ultimate and despair in him. After a while, Sengoku said. Sengoku thought of facing the wrath of the sky. Despair and powerlessness. Hearing Sengoku's words, the powerful newcomers who joined naval headquarters showed shocked expressions one by one. As Marshal Marine, I shouldn't have said anything, but I had to tell you, don't provoke him, you can give up the mission if you meet him, Sengoku said. Captain. Yuri and Robin both walked into the same living room. In this gorgeous living room, everyone from the Gabriel pirate group gathered together. There were Bonus and others who had just returned to Gabriel City, and Beeg and others who guarded Garu Island. All here, sit down. Yuri smiled and sat down on the main seat and said. Haha, it really deserves to be you, the captain. There was such a big noise as soon as he came back, red-haired Shanks. This is a world-famous figure, even known as the 5th Emperor of the Sea. Just like this, I was defeated by you, Beeg said with a smile. Haha, New World can't accommodate the 5th Emperor of the Sea, enough for Captain Hockey, but unfortunately we didn't see it at the time, Bonus said. Shanks is also unlucky. For 2 years, we have continued to accumulate strength. It's time to start our expansion, Yuri said. Ah, are you going to fight other 4 Emperors pirate groups? I can't wait a long time ago. I want to meet the strength of other 4 Emperors pirate group cadres. After 2 years of training in the Boeing Islands, it's time to test my strength. Bonus and others said excitedly, one by one exuding a terrifying aura. Feeling the aura of Bonus and others, Beeg and others showed shocked expressions. Don't talk about Beeg, even Robin and others showed a surprised look. Compared with 2 years ago, the breath of Bonus and others has changed qualitatively. 2 years ago, Bonus and others relied on Devil Fruit and swordsmanship, already possessing Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral, and even defeated ordinary Vice Admiral. But it's just ordinary Fan Dao, relying on the Devil Fruit ability. But their current aura, it feels somewhat comparable to Marine Admiral. There may be some gaps, but it's not obvious anymore. Obviously in the past 2 years, their strength has been greatly improved, and may even reach the point of Admiral. However, none of them are strong at Admiral level, and it is impossible to tell whether they have reached Admiral level, but even if they have not reached Admiral level, there has been a qualitative change compared to before. Is the benefit of the Boeing Islands really so? It seems that I have to go there for some time to practice, Beeg secretly thought. For the strength of Bonus and others, Beeg still knows well. With Vice Admiral level strength, with Devil Fruit ability, defeating Vice Admiral level enemies is not a problem. But Beeg knows that their strength is almost at the top when they reach this point, and it is almost difficult to improve. But this time, the 2 years of training in the Boeing Islands have brought a qualitative change in their strength. Judging from this aura, it has completely surpassed the Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral level and entered the Monster series. Although people in this world are physically strong, the Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral level is actually the limit that humans can reach. It is the highest level that an average person can reach by working hard and fighting. In fact, Vice Admiral is already a monster for the general public. However, this level of vice admiral is still possible through hard training and fighting. There is a distinction between ordinary vice admiral headquarters and vice admiral, which is equivalent to the gap between ordinary people and geniuses. Even if it is the same level of training and fighting, the progress of genius far exceeds that of ordinary people. On the naval headquarters vice admiral, there is an existence called a monster. This is not something ordinary people, even geniuses, can achieve through exercise. They have the physique and potential of monsters, which can be achieved through cruel training. In Bega's eyes, although Bonus and others are good, it is difficult to reach the level of monsters in their lives. Relying on this devil fruit at most, you can fight monsters. But the training of Boeing Islands has allowed them to step into the monster series one by one, which shows how amazing this Boeing Islands is. Beg is also under great pressure during this period. As the three commanders of the Gabriel Pirates, they control the largest army of the Gabriel Pirates. But his strength is not enough to support this position. The strength of the various teams under his team is constantly improving, and the strength of some team captains is about to surpass him. With the development of the Gabriel dynasty in the future, the position of commander-in-chief of the military is equivalent to Marshal Marine. How can the Ministry of War let those proud soldiers obey orders without strength? In fact, he is still able to sit firmly in the position of commander of the military department, completely because of the upgrade experience system of the Gabriel Pirates. With such a system, the entire outer front is completely based on experience promotion, plus Yuri deterrence on it. All military orders can be unimpeded. But Beg knew it was only temporary, as more and more members of the formation become members of the inner formation, and more members can be alone. It will be more and more difficult for him to be a commander in command. He has also reached the point where he must improve his strength, otherwise it will be difficult for him to continue in the position of commander-in-chief of the military department. Now, after seeing Bonus and others training on the Boeing Islands for a period of time, they have such an improvement. He couldn't help but wondered if he should put down his work and go to Boeing Islands to train for a period of time. Fighting with the Four Emperors Pirates? No. What good is it for us to fight the Four Emperors Pirates? For the so-called Four Emperors territory? No, we don't need to control the sea now. I want to control the land and islands. Kingdom, population. Now is not the time to solve the Four Emperors Pirate Group. I still need to use the threat of the Four Emperors Pirate Group to make the New World countries depend on us, and can also resist Marine together. Marine is now strong and strong. Once we are right, the major kingdoms of New World take action. Marine and world government will inevitably be our obstacles. There is the existence of the Four Emperors Pirate Group. New World is the territory of the pirates. The thief group disappeared, and we seem to be a little alone. When we unify most of the kingdoms and islands of New World, we will come back to deal with the Four Emperors Pirate Group. By then, we will no longer be the pirate group, but unifying most of the dynasty of New World. Then the country will deal with the pirates, and it is justified, Yuri said. Hearing what Yuri said, everyone nodded in agreement. This is indeed not the time to officially start a battle with other four emperors. Let's move. This mission is dominated by the Ministry of War. The first step is to connect the Gabriel dynasty and Reds Rosa. The major kingdoms and towns of this marine will either become our dynasty like Reds Rosa. The affiliated kingdoms, like the Garu kingdom, will either destroy their nobles and royal families and become the direct jurisdiction of the dynasty, Yuri said. The captain can defeat all these kingdoms with the current strength of the Ministry of War. The problem is rule. From the perspective of Garu Island, it is easy to defeat a kingdom, but if you want to rule a kingdom, you want to obtain a kingdom. It's extremely difficult to admit it, Beg said solemnly. As he said, if you want to defeat a kingdom, as long as you have enough strength, it is easy to do it. But it is really difficult to rule a kingdom and conquer a nation. There are still a large number of opposing forces on Garu Island. It's not because they were not living well under the Gabriel dynasty. On the contrary, because of the rule of the Gabriel dynasty, various policies, education, and various benefits, the living conditions of the people of Garu Island are not much better now. But opponents are still emerging. Everything is because there is still this market on Garu Island. Some careerists have seen these markets and used all kinds of anti-intruders to provoke some stupid people to gain their benefits. Beg expects to completely wipe out these opposition forces. I am afraid it will take at least 10 years and decades of rule. The distance is good. We can send an army to suppress it at any time. If the distance is far, we will need to garrison there. In that case, our strength will be greatly dispersed. If the army is expanded, it will be a huge burden on funds, Beg said. There is no need for a garrison. This time I came back and brought back a person. He brought us something that can solve our problem of the rule of the long-distance territory. Because of it, we add Emperor Chao Lai. A hole, Yuri said with a smile. A sea train. It turned out that, so, No wonder the captain wants to go to the City of Seven Waters to find Tom's studio. If there is a sea train that connects all the island territories, it will be at most 1 day from Gabriel Island to the farthest Reds Rosa. It is indeed much more convenient to rule. Moreover, with the sea train, the exchange of various goods is greatly facilitated, and the entire dynasty can be prosperous. Bonus and others' eyes lit up and said, "Sea train? What is that?" Robin asked in surprise. "It is a train that is connected by iron chain tracks and can travel automatically," Yuri said. And briefly explained to everyone the role of the sea train, as well as the convenience and prosperity he has achieved in the City of Seven Waters and other places. Hearing Yuri's explanation, Robin and others also brightened their eyes and immediately understood the role of the sea train. The pirates of New World are very powerful, but these pirates will rob some countries, but they will not occupy those countries. Even Big Mom's IWC was created by herself. As for Kaido of the Beasts, Wano Kuni is ruled by the serpent. It is not that they are unwilling to occupy these places, but that it will be very troublesome to occupy and rule these places. It is very troublesome to occupy and rule one island, not to mention multiple islands. This difficulty will increase exponentially, and the cost of rule will make the Four Emperors pirate group unbearable. But if there is this sea train, then occupation and rule will be much simpler, and the cost of rule will be greatly reduced. I will immediately set up Rose and fully assist Tom's studio. First, establish a sea train between Garu Island and Solomon Island. This train will greatly strengthen the Gabriel dynasty's control of Garu Island, Robin said. The Ministry of War will begin to formulate plans for the annexation and occupation of the island kingdoms in this section of the sea. I want you to complete these occupations of the kingdoms in the shortest time. It is best to complete them before the world government Marine reacts, so that even the world government I have to admit this fact, after all, he still doesn't want to really go to war with us. It seems that in the Battle of Marin Fender, Marine really got his spine broken. In the New World G1 Fortress, Fujitora said to the green student sitting in front of him. After the Battle of Malin Fender, the naval headquarters was destroyed, and Sengoku had to move the naval headquarters to Saboti Archipelago. But there is an island ruled by celestial dragons, and Fujitora has a very unfavorable opinion of it. Later, Marine re-entered the New World and took back the G1 division that had been occupied by some pirates. Fujitora and Green Bull stayed at the G1 fortress. Unless some necessary meetings, they generally will not return to naval headquarters. Well, that Gabriel Yuri is really powerful. I have seen Malin Fender's battle. It is really terrifying, but it is not an invincible existence. Green Bull said with a faint smile. He can abandon his mission. If he comes in arrogance, can we also pat the ass and leave? If he can't catch pirates, and can't protect civilians, then what is the meaning of Marine's existence? This is for justice. 2 words of humiliation, Fujitora said. Well, this is indeed a bit unlucky, Green Bull said. While Fujitora and Green Bull were talking, a Marine officer hurried over. Fujitora Vice Admiral, Green Bull Vice Admiral, the big thing is not good, the Gabriel pirates have begun to act. The Marine officer saluted. Has the Gabriel pirates take action? Who is the target? The Marine branch, or the Four Emperors pirates? Fujitora asked. Not at all, he has done something to the kingdom. He has just received a call for help from several kingdoms such as the Kingdom of Pro-Dance, the Kingdom of IBI, and the Kingdom of Camplin. The Gabriel pirates are attacking them, the Kingdom of IBI, and the army of the Kingdom of Camplin. It's almost complete. The Kingdom of Prudence is still insisting, but with the strength of the Canadian Empire, they probably won't be able to persist for long, Marine officer said. Hearing this Marine officer's report, Fujitora and Green Bull's expressions changed at the same time. Sure enough, the Gabriel pirate group started to act, but he did not attack the pirates or Marine, but the kingdoms. It seems that the world government and naval headquarters have miscalculated this time, Fujitora said lightly. After Yuri reappeared, naval headquarters guessed that taking over the Gabriel pirate group will have a big move. It is likely to have a big expansion, and it may even go to war with other Four Emperors pirate group, or attack Marine. However, I did not expect that the Giadi pirate group would directly act on these kingdoms, and it would act on so many kingdoms at the same time. What the hell does the Gabriel pirates do? Is it to annex these kingdoms like the Garu kingdom? Have you reported to naval headquarters? What orders does the headquarters have? The pirates directly attacked the kingdom, and among them, the world government joined the country. The world government shouldn't leave it alone, Green Bull asked. Marshal Sengoku is now in a meeting with 5 elders to discuss this matter, but the marshal ordered us to be ready to wait for his order, but we should not act rashly until the order is given, Marine officer said. When they finish the meeting, I am afraid that most of the New World has been swallowed by the pirates, and how many civilians have died in this war. Fujitora raised her head and said. What are you going to do? Green Bull asked. I'm going to meet the Gabriel pirates. I'm just a Marine Vice Admiral. Presumably Gabriel Yuri will not do it himself. If he does it himself, I will just see how powerful Gabriel Yuri is, so that the Marine Admiral can be shivering. Fujitora said. After speaking, he slightly drew a sword in his hand, and immediately on the ground where he was sitting, a piece of earth and rock flew him up under his control. Don't act rashly. Green Bull said with a frown. Since first joined Marine, what should I do? Fujitora said. As he spoke, the earth and rocks dragged Fujitora and flew away. The King's Fist. Boom. Super terrifying power exploded under a fist. The shock wave destroys everything in front of you. In front of him, soldiers of the Gabriel dynasty were knocked out, bloody servants, and there was no sound. Joffrey, the captain of the second squad who led the attack on the kingdom of Proteans, spurted blood under this fist and was beaten out. Fortunately, he is now the ancient species of zone demon fruit power, and he has the protection of armament hockey. Otherwise, he will die instantly by this domineering punch just like his team members. After Jiadi Huangchao Lai decided to capture all the kingdoms in the sea area between Jiadi Huangchao Lai and Dressrosa. Strategies developed by Big et al. Based on more than a dozen squads from the outer front, a large number of soldiers from the National Protectorate were deployed to attack more than a dozen countries at the same time. Everything was going well in the beginning, but in the kingdom of Pros, they ran into trouble. How is it possible? How can there be such a power in a small kingdom, monster? Jaffrey stood up and said with a shocked expression on his face. Such power, he has also seen it in the hands of 4 emperors admiral. How can a king of a small kingdom, a nobleman, have such power? The squad member who was not affected by the punching force beside him also opened his mouth in amazement. Although the kingdom of Prudence is only a small country, it is not weaker than anyone in terms of strength. It's quite capable. Elisabello E., king of the kingdom of Prudence said, waving his fist constantly. Come on, he has been injured by the king and has no fighting capacity. Take him to me immediately, Da Gama said. Hearing Da Gama's order, the soldiers of Protean kingdoms immediately wanted to kill Jaffrey. Do you underestimate me? Jaffrey said angrily. After talking about the huge changes in the body, a huge, thorn-backed dinosaur appeared in front of everyone in a blink of an eye. No, he is demon fruit power. Zone? But it's not an ordinary zone devil fruit, a dinosaur, it should be an extremely rare ancient species. But it is worthy of being a captain-level figure under the 4 emperors, who has such a rare devil fruit. The soldiers of the kingdom of Plotins said in shock. The bastard is not the time to admire him, shoot him quickly, and absolutely can't let him disturb His Majesty the King. Da Gama ordered. Shooting, a group of soldiers shot at Jaffrey. It is a pity that the power of these guns is too weak to be useful for Jaffrey's thick and skinny body. He even blocked armament hockey without even using it. Asshole, look down on me. How am I the anger you can stop? Jaffrey yelled, and the great axe in the handshake hit the ground. The ground was split into a huge crack by this axe, and the crack quickly split towards the gunner, and a burst of impact shot, skewing the sought-afters. Touch, 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 Jaffrey continued to step towards Elisabello E., and with every step, the ground shook unceasingly. Kill. Don't let him get close to your majesty, Da Gama said with his double swords. Immediately a large number of soldiers rushed towards Jaffrey. Just because you want to block my footsteps. Jaffrey's dragon's tail flicked again, and all the soldiers who had killed were shot and flew out. Although that punch surprised me, but such a powerful fist must not be able to be punched again in a short time. Otherwise, you won't be able to punch it yet, since then I will be even more unable to let you use it. Come die. After speaking, holding the giant axe, Jaffrey went to kill Elisabello E. Kill. I will block him, and death will block him too, for the kingdom of Prudence. Da Gama brought the soldiers to kill himself with his double knives, trying to stop Jaffrey. I said, it's impossible for you to stop me. Jaffrey said that the giant axe danced in a violent wind in his hand, and in an instant, Da Gama and others were all cut off. It's over. Jaffrey was about to slash at Elisabello E with his great axe. Seeing that Jaffrey was about to chop Elisabello II in half with an axe, but at this moment, a terrifying gravity was pressing on Jaffrey. The powerful gravity caused the giant axe he just raised to fall to the ground, and his face showed a look of surprise and looked towards the sky. I saw a piece of soil half a meter wide dragged a person flying over him. Just seeing the point of the sword in his hand pointed at him, and the terrifying gravity kept pressing against him. He was a little hard to move under the strong gravity. Marine. Jaffrey said in surprise. Is it Marine that the rescue has arrived? It's finally here, great. Da Gama, who was newly flying by Jaffrey, said in surprise. This is the Quasi-Admiral Fujitora who recruited Marines from all over the world 2 years ago. It was him who came. Elizabello E. also said, recognizing the identity of Marine who was flying in midair. This is a real monster. Although the military rank is only Vice Admiral now, it has been awarded the title of Fujitora by the world government and designated as a Reserve Admiral by Marine. And it is said that its strength is no weaker than Marine's San Admiral. Marine, are you going to fight our Gabriel pirates? Jaffrey frowned and said coldly. Jaffrey also recognized who came. The world government conscription is mighty, and the Gabriel Sea naturally pays attention. Among them, 2 terrifying monsters were recruited, and one of them was this Fujitora with a smile. But even in the face of such a monster, Jaffrey still has no fear. He is a member of the Gabriel Pirates, and he is not afraid of Marine. The Kingdom of Plodence is a member of the world government, and the pirates attack the member of the world government. Naturally, we Marine will not ignore it, Fujitora said with a smile. In this case, there is only battle, Jaffrey said with a sneer when he caught the giant axe that fell on the ground. What? I laughed alone to stop the Gabriel pirates. Sengoku returned to naval headquarters after the meeting with 5 elders and heard that Fujitora was going to stop the Gabriel pirates alone. I don't hate such iron-blooded guys, but sometimes too naive. He thinks Gabriel Yuri too simple, Sakazuki said lightly. Ahem. Did you go alone? It's terrible. Do you want me to chase him back? Paluzolino said. No, maybe it's just a smile. I'm afraid that he is very strong. After all, he is just a Vice Admiral. If a Vice Admiral needs Gabriel Yuri to take action, the whole world will do it again. How do you think about the Gabriel Pirates? How can the Gabriel Pirates conquer New World? Fujitora is just right. Sengoku said 0. But if Gabriel Yuri shoots, Fujitora will be dangerous, Suru said worriedly. With the ability to smile, as long as Gabriel Yuri doesn't use Skywrath, his life will not be in danger, Sengoku said. But I haven't seen each other for 2 years. Who knows what kind of ability Gabriel Yuri has developed? Suru said. Well, Paluzolino, go and see, but don't do it if you don't have to, Sengoku said. I understand. Paluzolino said. With his strength, even if Yuri uses Skywrath, he has a chance to escape. Can you tell me, what exactly are you guys Gabriel Yuri going to do? Fujitora pressed the sword on Jaffrey's body, and immediately a ultimate weight was pressed on his body, causing his body to press heavily on the ground, and even the strong gravity made his body sink deeply into the ground. Everyone around watched this scene in shock. The Gabriel Pirates group, Jaffrey, who left them helpless, was so easily defeated by Fujitora. Just like a baby and an adult, there is no power to fight back. It deserves to be a monster of the world government recruiting troops, and titled Fujitora as soon as it is recruited. Jaffrey is very strong, but it is Fujitora who faces him. In front of Fujitora's gravitational fruit, Jaffrey's Acanthosaurus fruit has the advantage of thick skin and thick flesh. After a Hell Brigade came down, Jaffrey had to be crushed on the ground and unable to move. Of course, this is also the difference in strength between the two. Don't want to know any information from me, and take action against the Gabriel Pirates, and be prepared to bear the anger of our captain, Jaffrey said angrily. Boom. Fujitora's sword pressed, and even more terrifying gravity pressed on Jaffrey's body, and his body sank deeper into the ground. If it wasn't that his body was strong enough, and he was able to form the fruit of Zone's ancient spinnyback dragon, this pressure would be enough to crush all his internal organs. Hoo. I'm just a Vice Admiral. Gabriel Yuri is 4 emperors, surely 4 emperors wouldn't take action for such a small Vice Admiral like me, Fujitora said lightly. You. Jaffrey yelled, but his face was angry. As Fujitora said, Yuri will not do it himself for a little Vice Admiral. I can't let him do it himself for a little Vice Admiral. A small Vice Admiral Gabriel pirate group can't deal with it, and Yuri, who is the 4 emperors, needs to do it. The entire Gabriel pirate group and the Gabriel dynasty will be ashamed. But this guy in front of me is not an ordinary Vice Admiral. It is an Admiral-level monster with the skin of Vice Admiral. In the entire Gabriel pirate group, apart from the captain, no one really can deal with this monster with full confidence. Indeed, dealing with a Vice Admiral requires the captain's own hands, and we lose face. A voice rang out at this time. A powerful guy came here. I don't know if you smiled. It's not surprising to smile at the sudden sound. He has no eyes, he perceives his surroundings entirely by observation haki. Over the years, I have been training observation haki so that his observation haki is extremely sharp. He has long sensed that there is still a strong person around him. Originally, I heard that there is a power called King's Fist in the Kingdom of Prudence, so I came to take a look, but I didn't expect to win the big prize. It's a shame to be a full member of the pirate group, said the visitor. Master Kemp. Jaffrey said in surprise when he saw the visitor. Kemp? As Kemp in the Asura group of the Gabriel Pirates? Your strength seems to be stronger than the rumors. I'm sorry, as a pirate, I have to send him to Impel Down. Where is it? The destination of the pirate. Said with a smile. Haha. Have you Marine already forgotten the fear of Malin Fendo's battle? Hungry. I forgot that you were conscripted by the world government 2 years ago. It seems necessary to let you know the horror of the Gabriel Pirates. It was Kemp who came here. Before the Gabriel Pirates took action on the kingdoms of this sea area, they had already investigated the strength of these kingdoms. The King's Fist of the Kingdom of Prudence, based on the information of the Gabriel Pirate, it is impossible not to know. For safety's sake, Kemp also came to the Kingdom of Prudence with him. However, after Kemp saw the fist of the king, he found that the power of this fist was indeed there. However, it takes an hour to prepare for this punch. This kind of power can be solved by Jaffrey, so there is no care. I'm ready to wait for Jaffrey to go back after the Kingdom of Prudence is solved. But I didn't expect that a naval headquarters vice admiral was killed halfway, and he defeated Jaffrey in a blink of an eye. The sudden appearance of Marine makes Kemp a little unclear about the other party's purpose. It is said that Marine is ready to take action against the Jihadi pirates. The other party is only one person. Say no, but the other party did it. However, although some of the other party's purpose is unclear, it is a fact that the other party has acted on the members of the Gabriel pirate group. Is it possible that he hasn't seen it here? When the world government conscripted, Kemp had already gone to Boeing Islands for training. However, after returning to the Gabriel pirates, he also heard that 2 monsters, Vice Admiral, appeared in Marine, one of which was the one in front of him. Monster? Just use him to test the training results of the past 2 years. Thinking of Kemp making a fist, armament hockey condensed on his fist. Get me away from the crew of our pirate group. With the powerful armament hockey, Kemp hit Fujitora with a punch. The strong gravity around him seemed to have no effect on him. Bump. A slight mention of the sword in Fujitora's hand, the equally powerful armament hockey wrapped around the sword, and the fist against Kemp was a block. At this stop, Fujitora's face changed slightly. I only feel that a terrible power comes from the sword. His body and the clods flying under his feet were knocked down and withdrew involuntarily. At the same time, the terrible gravity disappeared from Jaffrey. Thank you, Lord Kemp. After this incident, give me the job of being the captain of the pirates, to practice for a period of time. The captain of our Gabriel Pirates group can not only have this kind of strength, people can be easily suppressed, it is simply for the pirates. Tuan ashamed, now roll me aside, Kemp said. Yes, thank you, Lord Kengpu. Jaffrey didn't have the face to refute, took his great axe and retreated to the side, and greeted the remaining outside team members to retreat far away. Sure enough, it's like a monster. It seems that if you want to catch this captain into Impel Down, you need to beat you first. Anyway, one is to catch, and the 2 are also to catch. Fujitora stopped short of retreating, and the terrifying gravity condensed on his sword, distorting the surrounding space, and suddenly cut it out with a sword. At the same time, Kemp's body has also undergone tremendous changes. The body is extremely fast and high. A huge black ape with a height of 20 or 30 meters appeared in front of everyone, and the zone monster species Titan ape transformed. Overweight punch. Kemp punched out. There is also a terrifying gravity on his fist. 2 terrifying gravity collided together, and immediately the terrifying force completely destroyed everything around. The inexperienced soldiers of the Kingdom of Prudence, together with their king's army division, were immediately impacted by this force and flew out. Just the remaining energy from the impact, it is so terrifying. Is this a monster's battle? Soldiers in the Kingdom of Prudence have experienced such battles. Before they could react one by one, they were knocked out by the surplus of energy radiated by the impact of 2 terrible forces. Only King Elizabello E of the Kingdom of Pros, with a strong physique, stood firm in front of him, but was quickly blown off by the impact. Fujitora's face also showed a very surprised look, did not expect the other party to control the same power as him. Obviously it is Zone, but is in control of gravity. Is it in you demons like Marshal Sengoku? Fujitora said in surprise. Superman, the gravity fruit is really amazing. You developed it well. If you rely on gravity alone, I may not be your opponent, but I am not just gravity. Kemp said with a roar, and punched Fujitora again. Go with. Fujitora's eyebrows were tightly furrowed, and the body kept backing away, and the dirt under her feet was crushed to the ground and broken. Kemp's Titan Great Ape fruit has always been said to be the devil fruit of the Eudemons, but apart from its immense power and super defense, it has no other power. Unlike Sengoku's Big Buddha fruit, the whole body exudes golden light defense, and there is infinite power and shockwave in the wave of the hand. It's not like Marco, the phoenix, who has the almost immortal flame of immortality, which can instantly recover any injuries on his body. Not to mention the control of breath, thunder and lightning, wind, clouds and other forces like Kaido. Kemp's Titan Great Ape is said to be an Eudemon species, but it is stronger than the ancient species in power, and is often jokingly called the most wasteful Eudemon species by Bonnies and others. This 2-year training on the Boeing Islands has made Kemp's strength a qualitative improvement and stepped into the sequence of monsters. Finally, his Titan Great Ape fruit has undergone tremendous changes. Not only the defense, strength, and explosive power have been doubled. The most important thing is to also control the special force, gravity. Controlling gravity makes Kemp very excited, and can finally get rid of the most wasteful monster species, and can't wait to study gravity and the method of using gravity. However, it was discovered that although he controls the ability of gravity, he has little improvement in his combat power. The most is to use gravity to process some small shrimps. After all, gravity is only an incidental force. Whether it is the control of gravity or the power of gravity, it cannot be compared with Fujitora's gravity fruit. For this reason Kemp asked Yuri to ask, after all, no one in the world can compare to him when it comes to the development of devil fruit. And Yuri's suggestion is that his attack is still based on physical strength. After all, the strongest zone devil fruit is the body, which can blend gravity into the body's attack. Finally, through continuous training, Kemp developed this overweight punch. Even Yuri was very surprised when he saw this trick. This attack perfectly combines the power, gravity and explosive power of the Titan Great Ape. The power is extremely terrifying. Fujitora is undoubtedly an extremely terrifying existence, his strength is also above Kemp, and he is a true Admiral-class powerhouse. But in the face of Kemp's heavy punch attack, he was still beaten to withdraw. And as Zone Demon Fruit power, such an attack based on physical strength, he can hit without interruption. So one after another heavy punches hit Fujitora. Boom. 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 Overweight fists, punch after punch, each punch made the atmosphere roar and the air twisted. In the face of this roaring and distorted heavy punch, Fujitora could only slash his weight with a knife again to resist. But the gravity knife, the tiger, can it be used casually and uninterrupted like Kemp's overweight punch? So in the end, he could only resist this punch and overweight punch with the help of concentrated gravity and armament hockey's swordsmanship. But ordinary gravity knives can hardly block Kemp's overweight punches. Under this punch attack, Fujitora was beaten back and forth. His blood surged from the powerful force, and he almost vomited blood. It's so scary, these two people are simply monsters. Eliza Bell-O-E, who was blown away by the shockwave, stood up again and looked at the battlefield, with a panic expression on his face. That is, how can human beings have such power? Dagama said in horror when he came to his side. Fujitora is a newly recruited monster from Marine. It has the strength of Marine Admiral class. Who is that great ape that can beat him down? Asked Elizabeth O.E. Kemp has been missing for 2 years, and it is normal for Eliza Bell-O.E. to not recognize him. After all, he is a king, and he doesn't know too much about the pirates. That great ape should be one of the Shira people of the Gabriel Pirates, Demon Fruit Power Kemp, Dagama said. As a military commander of Eliza Bell-O.E., he has a certain understanding of various things, naturally including the most terrifying Shira members of the Gabriel Pirates. Is this the Asura clan? A member of the Asura clan is able to suppress the marine monster Vice Admiral. It is said that there are a total of 4 Asura clan members. Among them, the Commander-in-Chief Bonus is the strongest, and the Titan Giant Ape is so terrifying. Slashing Ghosts is not stronger. The Gabriel Pirates group is just these 4 Shira people. It is equivalent to having 4 Marine Admiral-class combat power. This Gabriel Pirates is too terrifying, right? The second generation said in shock. After Eliza Bell-O.E. finished speaking, the two looked at each other and once again showed a look of horror. Boom. When Kemp hit another gravity punch, Fujitora finally condensed the gravity knife and beat it out. Pulled by the super strong gravity, the space was distorted, and the two ultimate forces collided together, and the terrifying force exploded again. Fujitora retreated far away by strength. Is this the Shira people of the Gabriel Pirates? A crew member has such strength, so how terrifying is Gabriel Yuri as the captain? Fujitora said with an extremely solemn expression. Before today, or before meeting Kemp, I smiled and didn't think Yuri could go there in horror. He believes in his own strength. He feels that with his own strength, even if Yuri's strength is strong, even if he can't beat it, he won't be defeated so easily. Even if it is lost in the end, there is no problem finding a chance to escape. But after seeing that a crew member of the Gabriel Pirate Group has such a terrifying strength, Fujitora began to doubt his previous confidence. How terrible is Gabriel Yuri? Thinking of this, Fujitora's eyes narrowed, but the next moment, Fujitora smiled and danced the sword in his hand, and then inserted the sword into the sheath of the other hand. Suddenly everyone felt something and couldn't help but lift their heads to look at the sky. At this time, everyone's face changed drastically, and their mouths opened wide. Everyone looked at the sky in horror, and opened their mouths in shock. Isn't it? Is it the end of the world? It's over, there is no way to save it now. The entire kingdom of Pros will be over. I knew it would be directly attached to the Gabriel dynasty. Marine, what the hell are you going to do? Do you want to destroy the kingdom of Protons? The people of the kingdom of Proteon looked at the sky in despair and said. I saw a fiery red meteorite in the sky, smashing down towards them with extremely fast speed and strength. To be precise, it was smashed down towards Kemp. But that was a meteorite. If it was dropped like this, most of the kingdom of Protons would be destroyed, and they couldn't be spared here. This kind of ability is really troublesome. Looking at the meteorite falling from the sky, Kemp also showed a wry smile. This is not the first time he has seen this ability. When they first entered the new world, Yuri used this trick to hold Whitebeard, winning the time to escape. At that time, although I felt shocked, I felt very refreshing and exciting because it hit the enemy. But when this trick hits me, my mood is not so happy. If Kemp's control over the fruit of gravity is strong enough, he can use the fruit of gravity to control the meteorite or knock it back. But Kemp only superbly controlled the strengthening of gravity, there was no way to do this. Overweight Destruction Fist. Kemp took a deep breath, and armament hockey and gravity all over his body converged on his fist. A terrifying aura exuded from his fist, and everything around him began to twist. Break it open. Kemp punched out and hit the falling meteorite hard. The terrifying armament hockey and gravity punch came out, and the entire meteorite shattered under this punch. The falling meteorite was hit by Kemp's punch. The stone-shattered tablets fell towards the entire Protean's kingdom. Okay, so awesome. Saved. Master Kemp is great. It blasted a meteorite with one punch, Master Kemp is too powerful. Does Marine know how great it is now? Watching Master Kemp blow you all up with a punch. All the people of Jiadi Wangchaoli cheered. Great, saved. Fortunately, this Kemp is strong enough, otherwise, it will definitely be over. Hey, Marine has done too much, do you want to destroy us altogether? At this time, everyone in the kingdom of Protons also breathed a sigh of relief. They don't know Fujitora's abilities, and they don't know that as the real master of gravity, he can pull the meteorite down and easily push it back. Even able to control meteorites, even if Kemp did not follow, this meteorite would not cause much damage in the end. But Eliza Bello-E did not know such a thing. And Fujitora didn't explain much, but looked at Kemp solemnly, the punch just now was terrifying. At this moment, Kemp's body has undergone tremendous changes again. It shrank in a blink of an eye and changed back to a human appearance. Jaffrey, I withdrew. I don't want to fight with someone who can summon meteorites. I will eventually be exhausted. Forget it, since Marine has intervened, then the kingdom of Plotons will give up temporarily. Kemp lightly ordered said. Yes. Jaffrey said in response. Hearing what Kemp and Jaffrey said, Eliza Bello-E and others breathed a sigh of relief. Are they finally going to withdraw? It's not so easy to evacuate in front of the old man, Fujitora said. Fujitora, I'm not afraid of you, it's just that there is no point in fighting. If you want to fight, I don't mind letting you taste the power of the overweight destructive punch. If this continues, the kingdom of Protons will suffer. Our Gabriel pirates don't want to take over a broken kingdom of Protons at the end, Kemp said coldly. Is the kingdom of Pros already in my bag? Fujitora said lightly. At the moment our captain ordered the annexation of this sea area. The fate here is already doomed. No one can stop it, even the world government and Marine, Kemp said with a sneer. I won't let you succeed, Fujitora said. If you have the ability, you can try it, but in the end you will find how powerless you are, Kemp said with a sneer. While speaking, Kemp led the crowd and left the kingdom of Protons. In just 2 days, the Gabriel pirates smashed 13 countries. 4 of them surrendered and chose to attach to the Gabriel dynasty and become a subsidiary kingdom of the Gabriel dynasty. All the royal clans of the other 9 countries were killed, so the nobles were captured. Became the domain of the lord of the Gabriel dynasty, and 5 of them are countries that are members of the world government. The Gabriel pirates is really such a weapon. Sengoku slapped his desk on the desk and said, Marine in the meeting room also looked ugly. It is not surprising that the Gabriel pirates can conquer 13 countries within 2 days. After more than 2 years, they have completely digested the power of the Garu kingdom. Even if the forces of the Gabriel pirate group are expanded several times, it will not be difficult. What is really shocking is that Kemp, the Titan Great Ape Fruit ability, who appears this time, His current strength exceeds everyone's expectations. Kizaru, Fujitora, tell me about his situation, said the crane on the side. Oh, compared to 2 years ago, he has completely improved in quality. Even if I meet him, I will feel troubled, Kizaru said. But his face didn't look troublesome at all. Physical strength has surpassed ordinary monsters. Although the armed color hockey is still lacking, but with his devil fruit ability, he can be treated as an admiral-level combat power, Fujitora said. Kemp, one of the first 4 Shira members of the Gabriel Pirate Group, ranks at the admiral level in the Gabriel Pirate Group. 2 years ago, the strength was a little bit young, but it is now a monster-level existence. More importantly, his strength has improved so much in the past 2 years. What about the other 3 Shira members of the Gabriel Pirate Group? What about the Ghost Killer bonus, who was still above Kemp 2 years ago? The same disappeared too. How strong will Gabriel Yuri, who trained secretly in 2016, become stronger? Suru said. Every time Crane said a word, Marine's face became serious again. After she finished speaking, the faces of everyone present were already dark as the bottom of a pot. Hearing Crane's analysis, all Marine was silent, his face became extremely solemn. Yuri is like a big mountain pressing on them. Now they find that this big mountain is getting higher and higher, stronger and more mysterious. Naturally, each of them looks ugly. At this time, Sengoku and Suru glanced at each other, and then Sengoku spoke again. In fact, the matter is not as serious as expected. Kemp is the demon fruit power of the Zone Fantasy Beast species. Zone Devil Fruit has a strengthening and transforming effect on his body, so it is expected that he can reach that point, but other people, unless they carry out special measures, it is difficult to have such a qualitative change. Sengoku comforted and said, so as not to shake the army. Hearing Sengoku's words, the expression of Marine who was present was also slightly relaxed. Marshal, now the Gabriel Pirates are expanding aggressively and occupying countries, including the world government franchise. How should the world government and Marine deal with this? Let them continue to chaos. Once they integrate the power of these kingdoms, the Gabriel see the strength of the Thief Group will be greatly improved again, and the Kingdom of Pros. Although the Gabriel Pirate Group has retreated this time, I am afraid that it will not let it go, Fujitora said. 5 elders once said that the things in the New World are dominated by the Gabriel dynasty, and Marine cannot go to full-scale war with the Gabriel dynasty, Sengoku said. Hearing Sengoku's words, all Marines present were silent. Others breathed a sigh of relief, only Fujitora frowned. However, Marine will also defend the benefits of joining the world government. Fujitora, Green Bull, and Marine will send you to station in the Kingdom of Protons. At the same time, the headquarters will also send Momoshiki and Chimai to assist you. You will form a team to resist the Gabriel Pirates. The line of defense, let the sea know that Marine is not afraid of the Gabriel Pirates, Sengoku said. Is Vice Admiral forming a defense line against the Gabriel Pirates? This is indeed a good way. It's true that if it's just Vice Admiral, Gabriel Yuri shouldn't take it personally. After all, the Gabriel Pirates is no longer what it used to be. It also governs the huge Gabriel dynasty. As the captain of the Gabriel Pirates and the lord of the Gabriel dynasty, Gabriel Yuri can't just shoot casually. If only some Vice Admiral needs labor, Gabriel Yuri will only reduce Gabriel Yuri's prestige and reduce the prestige of the Gabriel Pirates in the entire world. I'm afraid it's the people in the Gabriel Pirate Group, and they don't want Yuri to take action personally, so they will lose face. A Kingdom of Protons will not allow Gabriel Yuri to take action. As long as Gabriel Yuri doesn't take action, no one can defeat the Marine fleet composed of Fujitora, Green Bull, Momoshiki, and Chaya. Their strength is not only the Vice Admiral level. Yes, even if they gather the 4 of them to start a war with a 4 Emperor, there is not much to be afraid of. Sure enough, deserves to be Marshal Sengoku. Hearing what Sengoku said, all Marines nodded in agreement with the plan. This arrangement not only eliminates the need to fight Gabriel Yuri directly, but also demonstrates Marine's attitude of not fearing pirates, and at the same time demonstrates Marine's strength. Is it just the Kingdom of Pros? Do you want to save other kingdoms? Fujitora frowned and asked. In addition to protecting the Kingdom of Plodons, you can try to rescue other world government participating countries, but only world government participating countries, Sengoku said. One more thing you must distinguish, the Gabriel Pirates is the Gabriel Pirates, and the Gabriel Dynasty is the Gabriel Dynasty, Sengoku. Following the order of Naval Headquarters, Fujitora and Green Bull's Marine were stationed in the Kingdom of Plodons to protect the defense of the Kingdom of Plodons. The Gabriel Pirates didn't care about this, and they did not attack the Kingdom of Protons again. It has already attacked the Kingdom of Protons once, and since it has not attacked the Kingdom of Protons, the Gabriel Pirates will no longer choose to use force to oppose the Kingdom of Protons. Now that Emperor Chao Lai of Jiadi has laid down more than a dozen kingdoms, and some villages and towns, it takes a lot of time to digest these. Yuri's purpose is not simply to kill them, but also to rule them, integrate their power, and then develop these kingdoms. To put it simply, the Gabriel Pirates has no time to pay attention to the kingdom of Plodens and Marine. However, the Gabriel Pirates did not provoke the kingdom of Plodens, but Marine did not plan to let the Gabriel Pirates go. Fujitora is the main battle against Gabriel, and the Gabriel Pirates has taken action against so many kingdoms, causing great turmoil. War is bound to bring death, and many civilians died in this war. And Fujitora can't stand a pirate ruling so many kingdoms. As if he couldn't stand Shichibukai and wanted to disarm Shichibukai. And Green Bull doesn't matter, so when they saw that the Gabriel Pirates did not come, they took the initiative to attack the Gabriel Pirates in several participating countries. The normal team is the opponent of Fujitora Green Bull. In order to fight Fujitora and Green Bulls, all Shura people, including Monet, Michelta, and Enel. The two sides fought fiercely, 1-1, none of the Asuras is their opponent. But there are more than 2 Shura people, not to mention the 4 of bonus. It is Manemichida who has grown in strength after these 2 years of training. Although Enel is still inadequate in strength, but with Devil Fruit's ability, it can definitely serve as the strongest fort in the distance. Green Bull and Fujitora were repelled, and Marine soldiers suffered heavy losses. Fortunately, at this time, the reinforcements of naval headquarters arrived. Momosagi, the arrival and joining of the T-Dolphin, finally blocked the offensive of the Gabriel Pirates. So the two sides fought fierce battle after another in this sea area. At the same time, an old handsome man appeared in front of the palace in Gabriel. "Can you inform your emperor? The old friend wants to see him." The handsome old man smiled and said to the guard in front of the palace. "Excuse me, are you?" The guards in front of the palace did not dare to neglect, because a team of guards had fallen next to them. "Rayleigh, my name is Silver Rayleigh." "Rayleigh, why did he come here?" Robin asked in surprise when he heard his report. "Rayleigh, should he be for the red-haired Shanks?" The red-haired Shanks was a trainee on the ship of Roger, the red-haired Shanks who launched a flag after Roger's death. He was in an accident, and Rayleigh really couldn't stand by, Yuri said with a smile. "Red Hair was once a trainee of One Piece Roger," Robin said in surprise. "How to say Rayleigh also taught us for a while. Since he is here, I have to go and meet him." "Let's go and meet him," Yuri said. After speaking, the two walked towards the outside of the hall. Outside the palace, a large number of guard soldiers watched Rayleigh warily. Rayleigh stood there calmly and didn't mind the soldiers staring around. "Get out. Mr. Rayleigh is my old friend, don't wait any longer." At this time, a voice sounded, and Yuri and Robin walked out of the palace. "Naruto, Yuri." Rayleigh said hello with a smile. "Long time no see Rayleigh, go, we are talking inside, come to my site, I have to treat you well." Yuri said to Rayleigh in a pleased gesture. "Haha. Do you have any good drinks?" Rayleigh asked with a smile. "It is necessary." Yuri invited Rayleigh into the palace. "The Battle of New World is very anxious," Sengoku said with a solemn expression on his face after receiving the report of New World. "Late night, everyone in the Gabriel Pirates is like a monster," Peluzolino said. Fujitora Green Bull fought against the Gabriel Pirates in New World, and Sengoku sent Peluzolino to watch the battle. Ready to stop and support this battlefield at any time. He just returned from New World and reported the latest situation on the battlefield to Sengoku. "Bones, Kemp, Blaine, Ashby, have they really grown to this point? Make Fujitora Green Bull Momosagi T-Dolphin all feel tricky for a long time?" Sengoku said. "Although it has not reached the real Admiral level, everyone has the ability to fight Admiral. Except for Ashby, everyone has the troublesome Devil Fruit ability, and Ashby is a genius swordsman. Swordsmanship is very clever, and also a difficult guy," Peluzolino said. This Michelta was originally just a dispensable trainee crew member of the Gabriel Pirates, but now it has grown into a character that can't be underestimated. It seems that the Gabriel Pirates may be in control of some means to improve their strength, or the secret medicine. Otherwise, with their qualifications, it is impossible for such a huge change in the past 2 years, he continued. "It's not easy to make people break through to that level," Sengoku said. "In addition, there are actually 2 Logia Devil Fruit capable people in the Gabriel Pirates, and one of them is Thunder Fruit." Peluzolino. Hearing Peluzolino's words, Sengoku's eyes narrowed. "Thunder Fruit. It's really troublesome one after another," Sengoku said painfully, covering his forehead. "Well, Thunder Fruit is indeed the strongest attacking Devil Fruit in Logia. The lightning attack is very scary. Fortunately, it is just a rookie. I think it is best to get rid of him before he grows up. Otherwise, he will be another trouble for the Gabriel Pirates." Paluzolino said. If Thunderfruit grows up, it must be an Admiral-level combat power, Sengoku said. As the Devil Fruit that Logia attacks the strongest, he grows up, not to mention, the Thunderfruit ability alone is enough to give him Admiral-level power. And he is a member of the Gabriel Pirates, that would be extremely troublesome. There is also this Snow Fruit ability Monet, who was originally from the Don Quixote family. Don Quixote family will only join the Gabriel Pirates if they are defeated. Her Snow Fruit has extremely strong strategic capabilities, and often a blizzard. Our Marine has no resistance and has the power to change the natural environment, he said. Marshal, do you want me to take action? Before they grow up, I will get rid of them. Just now Gabriel Yuri is not on the battlefield. I am still confident that I will get rid of them before they react, Perusolino said with a smile. Do you want to go to war with Giada Yuri again? Sengoku said. Hearing Sengoku's words, Paluzolino's smile froze. At the same time, the horror of Heaven's wrath reappeared in my mind. Even if it's him, I'm afraid there is no way to avoid that move of Heaven's anger. And that move of Skywrath is only 1/10 of the power of the real Skywrath, if it is the real Skywrath. You Gabriel Pirates group is divided into inner and outer members. The so-called members of the outer group are actually only the external organization of the Gabriel Pirates. The formation is completely different. The inner formation can be said to be the real crew member of the Gabriel Pirates. If an accident occurs, the inner formation must bear the anger of Gabriel Yuri, and there may be another naval headquarters war, Crane said. Furthermore, we still don't know how far Giada Yuri's strength has reached. Bonus and others have improved so much. It is impossible for Gabriel Yuri not to grow. The result of the war will not be much better than last time. Sakazuki raised his head and said lightly. Yuri, I heard that Shanks was defeated by you. After taking a sip of the wine, Rayleigh asked with a sudden smile. Hee, you really came for Shanks, Yuri said with a smile. Shanks used to be a trainee crew member on Roger's ship, and I have a half-student relationship with me, so I have to come and see, Rayleigh said with a faint smile. Yuri patted his palms at this moment, and someone came out with a phone bug and a screen. Turn on the phone worm, and an image immediately appeared on the screen. In the image is the red-haired Shanks imprisoned under the Gabriel Palace. Seeing Shanks in the cage, Rayleigh was slightly surprised. You have also seen, I didn't embarrass him. With his strength, the cage can't hold him at all. He wants to get out easily. The reason why he is still there is because his partners are in my hands. Einham said that when he got out of the cage, his companions fell to their heads, Yuri said. Hearing Yuri's words, Rayleigh frowned. Rayleigh, do you want to save Shanks? Yuri said with a smile at this time. Hearing Yuri's words, Rayleigh was taken aback. The fact that Rayleigh does have this idea, but he knows that saving Shanks is not that simple. Especially when he knew that Shanks was not bound by chains, but the lives of his partners, Rayleigh knew that unless Shanks's partners were rescued, it would be impossible to leave Shanks otherwise. So Rayleigh just secretly decided to act by chance. First find out where Shanks's partners are being held, and then talk about it, see if there is a chance to rescue them. As Yuri said, as long as there is no fear of those partners, Shanks cannot be trapped in the cage here. But I didn't expect Yuri to speak so bluntly. I do have this idea, but I can't beat you now, so forget it. Rayleigh smiled and said. Even Rayleigh has to sigh, even he did not expect Yuri to be where he is today. In Rayleigh's view, Yuri's current strength is simply a miracle. After Yuri entered New World, Rayleigh also paid some attention to Yuri. After all, it is the person he has taught for a while. To be honest, every time he heard about Yuri from Shaki, he would be surprised. Resist the Big Mom Pirate Group, repel the attack on Marine Headquarters including Sengoku Garp. Repel Whitebeard, repel Kaido of the Beasts, Rayleigh makes each one feel amazing. I didn't expect Yuri to develop Devil Fruit to such a degree. With Devil Fruit, he can stand on top of the sea. Of course, what really shocked Rayleigh was the Battle of Mal and Fendo. That battle made Rayleigh feel Devil Fruit's ultimate. Not only the horror of Skywrath, every ability Yuri showed in Naval Headquarters surprised Rayleigh. Rayleigh Yuri has no great potential. He can get to this point and grow up step by relying on his own understanding of Devil Fruit. Rayleigh originally thought that this was definitely Yuri's limit. But after seeing Yuri again this time, Rayleigh was shocked again. Rayleigh's observation Haki has a strong ability to perceive subtleties, and can judge the enemy's strength by perceiving the enemy's breath. No matter how strong Yuri's combat power is, most of them were brought by Devil Fruit, and his own strength is not too strong. But the current Yuri has reached the level of a monster even in terms of its own strength. At the same time Rayleigh also felt that Yuri's combat power was much stronger than that of Mal and Fendo 2 years ago. No wonder Shanks was defeated by him, and defeated so thoroughly. When Shanks came back from East Blue, he met Rayleigh. He could perceive that Shanks was very strong at the time. Even Rayleigh has a feeling of seeing Roger. Before meeting Yuri, Rayleigh couldn't think of how Shanks could lose so badly. Ordinarily, with the strength of Shanks, even if you can't beat Yuri, there is absolutely no problem with holding Yuri and earning time to evacuate. But now after seeing Yuri, he understands, now Yuri is already a monster beyond his imagination. Don't always think about fighting and killing, you are Pluton and me, there is always a way. Yuri said with a smile. What do you want? Rayleigh said with a smile. He understands that Yuri has sensed his thoughts and plans. But since Yuri said so, it means that things are not without room for turning round. The question is what Yuri wants. Rayleigh, remember what I said to you. Actually, I have no interest in going out to sea as a pirate. I entered New World by relying on the situation here to establish a huge dynasty. It is almost realized now, but since such a dynasty is established, I have an obligation to let it prosper, nothing else. But from the perspective of the overall situation, I still have some confidence, so don't worry about the development of the dynasty. But in this extremely dangerous new world, whether it is the pirates or the kingdom, think to gain a foothold, powerful force is needed, and this is especially true for a huge dynasty like Gabriel, Yuri said. With your strength, as well as the strength of the Gabriel pirates, there should be no problem, but I heard that Bonus and the others are very strong now. Rayleigh said with a smile. Gabriel Waters, the battle between Bonus and the Marines, how could Rayleigh not know? Even when he came to Gabriel City, he took a look by the way and found that the strength of Bonus and others had all risen sharply. Each of them possessed monster-like strength. Just Bonus and the others, the Gabriel pirate group had 4 fighters close to Admiral's strength. And there are follow-up combat powers such as Enel, Monet, and Michelle. The Gabriel pirates is now full of talents. The Gabriel pirate group is indeed very prosperous now. I am polite to say, with me in this group of Asoras, no one can do anything to the Emperor of Canada, but when we get old, I don't want the dynasty the first established to collapse because of my old age, not to mention that I now need to make some plans for my offspring. Yuri said with a smile. There is nothing wrong, offspring. After coming back for this period of time, Yuri and Robin were married, and they were accidentally married. After learning that Robin was pregnant, Yuri was stunned for a while. I finally reached the stage of having children. Yuri, who is about to be promoted to the next level, wants to leave the best to his son. For this reason, he has to build a strong dynasty, and he cannot collapse because this dynasty does not have himself. He wants to leave to his descendants a dynasty to rule the new world. Hee, congratulations. Hearing Yuri's words, Rayleigh looked at Yuri and Robin and said with a faint smile. When Rayleigh said so, even Robin blushed a bit. Hee, I just found out that you came by coincidence, Yuri said with a smile. If Rayleigh came early, Yuri might not be so good at talking. Do you want me to help you train the manpower? Rayleigh quickly understood Yuri's purpose. That's right, I have a Qianlong camp in my hand. It is a gathering of potential orphans from the Emperor Jiadi dynasty. They will be the mainstay of the Emperor dynasty. I hope you can be their instructor for 3 years and select from them. Live with the first priority and give intensive teaching, Yuri said. As long as I help you train Qianlong camp, will you release Shanks and his red hair pirates? Rayleigh said. It's not wrong, but you can't release it now. Even if you release it, you have to make sure that Shanks will not trouble the Gabriel dynasty in the future. No problem, I can assure you about this. Oh, this is really shocking. Perospero looked at the intelligence in his hand with a shocked expression on his face. Green Bull Fujitora, they are all newly recruited monsters in Marine's big conscription. It is said that Vice Admiral actually has the strength of Marine Admiral, and was defeated by the Asoras led by Bonus. Dafu was full of faces. Said in shock. With the intelligence capabilities of the Big Mom pirates, the news of the battle between Marine and Gabriel pirates has long been received. It's just that at first I heard that it was a Vice Admiral level battle, so I didn't care too much. Later I learned that this Vice Admiral turned out to be Fujitora and Green Bull. 2 years have passed since the Marine conscription. Fujitora and Green Bull have been stationed in New World, and they have had several confrontations with the Big Mom pirates. So the Big Mom pirate group knows very well that these are 2 strong and terrifying monsters. Said it is Vice Admiral, in fact, it has the strength of Admiral. When they knew that Marine was sending the 2 of them, they felt that if Yuri did not show up, the Gabriel pirates would probably lose miserably. After all, no one in Gabriel pirates except Yuri can stop these 2 monsters. Although the Gabriel pirates Shira are powerful, they are at most the level of Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral. Fujitora Green Bull is an Admiral level monster. But the development of the matter completely exceeded their expectations. The Asuras not only blocked Fujitora and Green Bull, but also defeated Marine led by them. How is this possible? When did the Asura crowd become so terrifying? Surprised, Big Mom tried his best to collect information on this battle. But the more intelligence is collected, the more shocking it is. When did the Gabriel Pirates become so terrifying? Okay, even though the Gabriel Pirates was originally terrifying. But for the Big Mom pirate group, only Gabriel Yuri is the only one who is terrifying. The other people in the Gabriel Pirates group are not a group of weak chickens to the Big Mom Pirates group, but they can't be strong enough to go there. Even if the Gabriel Pirates has a huge force, for the Big Mom Pirates, no matter how many soldiers there are, it is nothing more than a group of abused sheep. Well, although the Asura members of the Gabriel Pirate group still have some strength, it is just like that. The 4 stars of their pirate group are enough to defeat them. Even some of their powerful ministers have strength not weaker than them. But this battle completely broke their understanding of the Asuras. Marine's 2 monsters, Vice Admiral, were defeated by them. How could it be possible? Judging from the information collected, Bonus and others have monster-like strength. Especially Bonus, his ability to cut fruits actually gave him a little bit of space-tearing effect. The marine monster Vice Admiral Green Bull almost cut it off with a single move. Fortunately, he has special abilities and it's okay. Marine sent Momoshagi T-Veins to support, which blocked the Gabriel Pirates' attack, but even so, it only blocked it, Owen said. And in addition to the older generation of Shira people, now the Gabriel Pirates have Enel, Monet, and Michelta. Especially among them Enel and Monet are also Logia Devil Fruit capable people. Among them is Enel and even Logia Thunder Fruit. Ability, Paraspero said. As that Thunder Fruit, which claims to be the strongest Logia attack? Charlotte Kelly Frame said with interest. This fruit has grown properly and is another Admiral-class combat power, Owen said. What I care more about is where they went in the past 2 years. Why did the Shira people of the Gabriel Pirates have improved so much, and Bonus and the others have improved so much? Then what about Gabriel Yuri, who has also been missing for 2 years? Takuli said lightly. Hearing Keita Kuri's words, everyone present was stunned. Yes, Bonus and others have made such a big improvement, so what about Gabriel Yuri? In the past 2 years, how strong will Gabriel Yuri's combat power be? Mama. When everyone was thinking seriously, Big Mom on the main seat suddenly laughed and said. Hearing the voice of Big Mom, everyone looked towards her. I have decided that the Big Mom Pirates will form a pirate alliance with Beast's Pirates, and the 2 pirates will work together to deal with the crisis and find Raftel, Big Mom said. Hearing what Big Mom said, everyone was surprised, but not too surprised. This is information from Linlin. It seems that an alliance is imperative. Kaido also said to everyone at Beast's Pirates. The Gabriel Pirates are so strong, okay, let's form an alliance soon, Quinn said. Is it an alliance with Big Mom? Although it is indeed a way, but it is Big Mom. I always feel that things are not that simple, but now it can only be done like this, who has broken the balance of the sea. Kai nodded and said. Big Mom and Kaido of the Beasts formally form an alliance. How could it be possible? How could 2 pirate groups that are in the same water and fire suddenly form an alliance? Oh my god, the 2 Four Emperors pirate groups have formed an alliance. Big Mom and Kaido have joined forces. Who is their opponent? This is the era of the great pirates, it's terrifying. 2 Four Emperors form an alliance, can Naval Headquarters fight? Fortunately, Naval Headquarters conducted a round of conscription, otherwise. In the past few days, news of the official alliance between Big Mom and Beast's Pirates came from the sea. The whole sea shook for a while, and everyone panicked. As soon as Naval Headquarters got the news, they immediately ordered the Green Bull and others of New World to stop conflicting with the Gabriel Pirates. Marine all returned to the Q1 branch in the Kingdom of Protons, and evacuated the Kingdom of Pros if necessary. The Gabriel Pirate Group also ordered to recruit the Shira crowd. It seems that the Beast's Pirates and the Big Mom Pirates also felt the pressure of the Gabriel Pirates, Sengoku said. The power demonstrated by the Gabriel Pirate Group, both in terms of personnel and overall strength, has completely surpassed other 4 emperors. It is unceremonious to say that if the Gabriel Pirate Group wants to attack other 4 emperors' pirate group, except for Whitebeard, Big Mom and Beasts are very difficult to fight off individually, so their alliance is also expected. Now the situation in New World is getting more and more complicated and more dangerous. But it's not completely against us. Neither Big Mom nor Kaido are subordinates. Their alliance will definitely have a big move, and the goal of this big move is most likely Gabriel Yuri, because for them now, the Gabriel Pirates is the biggest threat. Hey, Mr. Rayleigh is here too. Bonus and the others returned to Gabriel Island, and when they saw Rayleigh was there, Bonus and the others were all surprised. Starting today, I have mixed up with your captain. Rayleigh said with a smile. Mr. Rayleigh is going to join our Gabriel Pirates? Everyone said in shock. Mr. Rayleigh will be our chief instructor of Qianlong Camp for 3 years, Yuri said. It turns out, so, if Mr. Rayleigh can be the chief instructor, these Qianlong members are really blessed, and I began to look forward to them. It is because of Mr. Rayleigh's teaching that the future of this group of Qianlong Camp members is limitless. The eyes of Bonus and others brightened. They know the strength of Rayleigh, and they know the ability of Rayleigh to teach people. If Rayleigh teaches, coupled with the delicacies on the Boeing Islands, the growth of this group of Qianlong Camp members will be limitless in the future. Who is this person? Monet didn't know Rayleigh, and asked Michelta in a low voice in surprise. Pluton Rayleigh, the deputy captain of One Piece Roger, Michelta said lightly. One Piece Roger's deputy captain, that Pluton Silver Rayleigh, Monet exclaimed in a low voice. Is it famous? Enel asked. A living legend, Michelita said with a smile. That means he is very strong, Enel said excitedly. He is now recruiting people to challenge everywhere, hoping to improve his strength through challenges. Naturally is very strong. The strength is still above the current bonus command. I have taught the captaininess for several months. It is with his teaching that our armament hockey can be so skillfully applied, Ta said. Hearing Michelta's words, Enel's eyes brightened. Observation hockey in Conqueror's hockey does not lose to anyone. And Conqueror's hockey can't be obtained by practice. In the end, armament hockey was practicing, but he didn't have the slightest clue. He has long been greedy for this kind of armed sex tyrant with both powerful defense and destructive power. It's just that although there are many in the Gabriel Pirates who know armament hockey, especially Bonus, and they are now considered masters of hockey, but their hockey are all cultivated by strong fighting. Ask them how to practice, knowing it but not knowing why. Now that Yuri and their armament hockey are taught by Rayleigh, Enel's eyes are also bright, maybe. Enel, you will take Mr. Rayleigh to Qianlong Camp in a few days, and you will stay there to continue training this time, Yuri said just then. Huh. Didn't it mean that we are going to fight the 4 emperors? Why do you want me to practice now? Enel was overjoyed at first, then frowned and said. Who said that there is going to be a war with the 4 emperors? Yuri asked suspiciously. Didn't it mean that Big Mom and Kaido of the beasts in the 4 emperors are allied and ready to go to war with us? Enel asked. It's just 2 idiots who are huddled together because they are scared. Do you think they dare to attack us? Yuri said. Hearing Yuri's words, everyone in the Gabriel Pirates group showed stunned expressions. The 4 emperors who shocked the whole world formed an alliance, but Yuri called them 2 idiots and feared to hug each other for warmth. Yuri would dare to say that in the whole world. But this is their captain. Even Rayleigh was slightly surprised when he heard it. But Rayleigh thinks, is Yuri being too careless? In the end, this is the joint work of 2 4 Emperors level monsters. Although Yuri has the strategic power to solve everything, Skyrath. But this kind of power is too powerful is his strength, but also his weakness. This kind of move is actually not impossible to deal with, just find the right battlefield, you can well limit Yuri's performance. For example, if you choose the battlefield in Gabriel City, I'm afraid Yuri can't easily use this trick. Once used, all the people and things in Gabriel City will be erased. If Big Mom and Kaido use this weakness to limit Yuri's move, facing the 2 big pirates, the Gabriel Pirates will have no chance of winning. However, although he is now the instructor of the Gabriel Pirates, he is not a member of the Gabriel Pirates, so I didn't say much. But when Bonus and others heard Yuri's words, they all showed excitement. Others don't know Yuri's strength, but they know how much the Boeing Island's Temptation Food plus Thunder and Lightning breathing method has changed Yuri in the past 2 years. The same is to use Temptation Food to nourish the body, and then strengthen the body through training. But Yuri has the help of Thunder and Lightning breathing method. With the help of Thunderbolt breathing method, the effect of Yuri training is several times that of them. Moreover, the Thunderbolt breathing method can directly exercise the internal organs, activate the cells, and stimulate the potential. It can exercise many places that ordinary people can't exercise no matter how they exercise. If after these 2 years of training, Bonus and others have reached the level of monsters, then Yuri is completely above the monster. What's more, they know that Yuri is in control of that. In the history of Devil Fruit development, no one has ever reached a level. What's more, if a 4 Emperors level battle really occurs, with your strength and Devil Fruit ability, the opponent will be the first to look at each other. I don't want our future admiral to be picked from the buds. Let's train with Rayleigh. When do you feel that you are strong enough? Come to New World, Yuri said. When the time comes, I will challenge you again, Enel. As long as you have this ability. Yuri then Enel took a new group of Qianlong camp members and set off with Rayleigh, heading for the Boeing Islands on the Great Sea Route. Mama, Kaido, before we find Raftel, let's get rid of our preconceptions and work together. Big Mom. One Piece is mine. Kaido said coldly on the other side. Kaido, don't forget that you still owe me a great favor. When Rock's Pirate was disbanded, I handed the dragon fruit to your hand. Big Mom. It doesn't matter, I'm a pirate. Kaido. No, even if it is a pirate, some kindness must be paid back, Big Mom said. Do you want me to give you the position of One Piece? What a joke. Kaido. Mama. Then we will work together to find Raftel first. As for who becomes the One Piece, the final strength is determined. Big Mom. If you want to find Raftel, you must get the key. There is no way to interpret the historical text of the road sign, but you can't find the location of Raftel. The only person who can interpret the historical text is Gabriel Yuri. Kaido said. That's why I asked you to form an alliance, Big Mom. That fellow Gabriel Yuri is not easy to mess with, Kaido. Wrath of the Sky? As long as you don't let him start the Wrath of the Sky, he has looked at the lair and his companions very seriously. I don't believe that he dare to start the Wrath of the Sky in his lair, Big Mom said with a sneer. It's not just that one move, Kaido said. Why, Kaido, you are scared, Big Mom. Who do you think I am? Kaido said, then don't be noisy and don't say anything. We, too, teamed up. There is no reason to lose to Gabriel Yuri. That's it. What's this? I heard it's a sea train. Sea train. What is that? It seems to be a car that can run fast on the sea and travel thousands of miles a day. Run at sea, don't you? I heard that with this sea train, we will only need tens of minutes to go to Garu Island in the future. Isn't it? So convenient. After several months of construction, the construction of the sea train was finally completed. Today is the first day of preparation for opening to traffic. Because of the waves and environment of New World, and often Sea Kings, it is much more difficult to build a sea train in New World than in the first half of the Seven Waters. Fortunately, with the help of the powerful power of the Gabriel dynasty, and some sea stones were incorporated into the railway track chain, Sea Kings thought it was the sea, which solved the various problems of sea trains. Finally, after many experiments today, the sea train can begin to open to traffic. If it is really so fast, then it will be much more convenient to travel between Gabriel City and Garu City in the future. But can this sea train really travel on the sea? Will it be dangerous? Someone asked questions. It should be possible. I heard that the first half of the Great Navigation Road, the capital of Seven Waters, uses such a sea train to connect the 4 islands. I heard that it is very convenient to travel there. Can the first half and the second half of the Great Navigation Road be the same? Not to mention the weather, climate, and environment, but a large number of Sea Kings. It is a great trouble. I think it is hanging. Everyone is not very optimistic about the sea train. When everyone was talking about it, a group of military police showed up to alert the station and opened a sidewalk. This is the Gabriel Royal Guard? Why did he show up? There must be a big man coming. It should be a high-ranking official in the Ministry of Political Order. This sea train should be able to bring high-ranking officials from the Ministry of Government to come over. There should be some ways. I heard that when the sea train was being built, the Ministry of Government and Order did its best to cooperate. Seeing this group of military police appeared, the citizens were secretly surprised. Isn't it? Turned out to be they. Isn't it counted that Empress Robin appeared? Even the Emperor's Majesty, who has rarely appeared before, appeared. At this time, the citizens in the crowd exclaimed. At this time, under the escort of military police, 2 people appeared. It was Yuri and Robin. Today is the day when sea trains are open to traffic. Sea trains are new in New World, so Robin is going to speak for sea trains when sea trains are open to traffic, and personally prove that sea trains are safe. Yuri is not assured that Robin is alone. Now Robin is pregnant, and Yuri doesn't want Robin to be hurt at all, so he just came with him. Even the Emperor and Queen came to take the sea train? So, if you say it, the sea train thing is true. If the sea train can travel thousands of miles a day, it will only take tens of minutes from Gabriel City to Garu City. It is really very convenient. That is, last time I went back to Garu City to reunite with my wife and children, it took about a day to get on the boat. That's still fast. If it doesn't go downwind, it will be longer. Don't tell me the time. I really don't have the mood to go home after tossing at sea. Great. In this case, it will be much more convenient to go back to Garu City, or from Garu City to Gabriel City in the future. The citizens said excitedly. Gabriel City and Garu City are said to be 2 islands, but they are actually one. Many citizens of Gabriel have immigrated from Garu Island. The true natives of Solomon Island actually account for less than 1% of the population of Gabriel. These people came to Solomon Island to work, farm, and do business, and there are many old relatives on Garu Island. Even his wife and children live in 2 places. Therefore, people in Gabriel City will often return to Garu Island to reunite with their relatives. Although the distance between Solomon Island and Garu Island is not too far, it takes about a day to take a boat. And New World sailing is a very dangerous thing, wind and waves, pirates, environment, etc. Among other things, it is the drifting on the sea for a day or so, which is enough to make people not want to go home. But now there are sea trains, and if it only takes tens of minutes to go back and forth, it is really too convenient. If this sea train can also be used for cargo transportation, it will be really convenient. I heard that there will be a train to and from the goods in the future. Really, that's great. The welcome from the public is very warm. It seems that we have come right this time, Robin said excitedly while sitting in the train. Also, if you don't use it, what should you do if there is something wrong with the kid in the stomach? Yuri complained. I'm not that vulnerable yet. Robin rolled his eyes and blushed, but he still enjoyed his care for Yuri. I'm pregnant. You still have to pay attention to some things, don't work too hard, Yuri said. Who makes someone like to be the shopkeeper? I don't care who cares. Robin looked at Yuri and said. Yuri became embarrassed now. It's okay to ask him to mention some things about the overall development, but it is really difficult for him to let him sit in the office all day and deal with various government affairs. But now the Gabriel Pirate Group is taking over more than a dozen countries, and various government affairs are full of tables. Make the entire political order department busy. Robin is also busy and has no rest time. So this time Robin said he was going to participate in the first opening ceremony of the sea train, and Yuri agreed, so he can relax. Otherwise, when Robin was pregnant, Yuri would never let her take the sea train. What if there is any danger? Yuri, the intelligence came out recently. It might be inevitable that we will fight the Big Mom pirates and Beasts pirates. At this time, Robin suddenly said with a solemn expression. Now the Gabriel Pirates intelligence system has spread throughout New World. The Big Mom pirates and Beasts pirates are going to join forces to attack Gabriel City. Such a big thing. How can they be able to fill them? I wanted to stay with them for a while, but since they are here to die, they should kill the 2-4 emperors ahead of time, Yuri said with a flash of light in his eyes. The actions of Big Mom and Kaido, how could Yuri not know? Originally thought that Big Mom and Kaido had no guts to attack the Gabriel dynasty. Now the Gabriel dynasty is busy everywhere, and Yuri has no time to control them. So it didn't care whether they formed an alliance. But I didn't expect them to hit him first, and their target turned out to be Robin, which really touched Yuri's inverse scales. So this time Yuri was really angry. I didn't expect that there are still people who dare to attack Robin today. It seems that he is still underestimated by others. I thought that as long as you limit this trick, you can deal with him, and even drag him down. It seems that this time I must let everyone know that I am no longer what he used to be. Thinking of this, Yuri's eyes flashed by. Yuri, Kaido of the Beasts, and Big Mom are not easy generations. The 2 Emperor-level pirates teamed up, and the strength is even more terrifying, and if the opponent chooses the battlefield in Gabriel City, you will not be able to display Skywrath. This matter don't be careless. Robin said solemnly. I never thought about using Skywrath. In fact, when I announced at Saboti Archipelago that I would not use Skywrath easily, I had already decided that I would not use Skywrath attacks in the future. That move was too lethal. Not only will it cause a large number of innocent deaths of civilians, but frequent use will only cause everyone's fear. I don't want to be punished like a demon one day, Yuri said with a smile. But without using Skywrath, is there really a way to deal with the attacks of the 2-4 Emperor's pirate groups? Even the naval headquarters, facing the 2 great pirate groups, I am afraid it will be difficult to parry. Bonus is much stronger, but it is still very difficult for them to help withstand Big Mom and Kaido of the Beasts, not to mention the 4 stars of the Big Mom Pirates group, the 3 times of Beasts Pirates, and during this time we have also sent many people to Beasts Pirates. Devil Fruit, this greatly enhances the strength of Beasts Pirates. At that time, you may have to face 2-4 emperors alone for a long time, Robin said worriedly. Even Robin was very worried about World War I. The Gabriel Pirate Group is indeed very strong now, but facing the attack of 2-4 emperors, the Gabriel Pirate Group is still struggling to cope. The most important thing is that the other party also has 2 truly terrifying monsters, Kaido and Big Mom. In the Gabriel Pirates, only Yuri can fight them. Without using Skywrath, Yuri would naturally be able to deal with one, but if he had to deal with 2-4 emperors, there would be no way to deal with One Piece Roger, right? Hee. Why do everyone think that I only have the anger of God? It seems that it is time to let the world know what I am capable of, Yuri said with a smile, his face full of confidence. Yuri's confidence made Robin a little more relaxed, but his face was still very worried. Report the Marshal, the Big Mom Pirates, and the Beasts Pirates, are gathering all their fleets to head towards the Gabriel waters. It is expected that they will be able to enter the Gabriel waters in 5 days. It seems that the most terrifying battle of New World is about to begin, Sengoku said solemnly when he heard the report. It's terrible, Big Mom and Baiju team up. Even our naval headquarters must avoid its edge, Paluzolino said with a smile. It's true that this kind of strength is not a joke, but Gabriel Yuri is not a vegetarian. The Gabriel pirates are now even more powerful, and the final outcome is really unpredictable, Suru said. Is it evenly matched? If I am Yuri, I will take the initiative. I will rush to the ships of Big Mom and Beast's pirates alone and launch Skywrath to solve most of the pirates. Gabriel Yuri's ability is completely achievable, Kuzan said. Gabriel Yuri can do this, Kaido of the Beasts and Big Mom can do the same, and in order to prevent Gabriel Yuri's move, there must be another deployment, Sakazuki said. It's not wrong. The 2 large pirate regiments have taken a scattered and gathered method to drive towards Gabriel Marine. If Yuri strikes now, at most they can only destroy some of their warships. It is difficult to affect the entire army. I am afraid they are still eager to use it. These hands consume Yuri's stamina, and when Yuri strikes, Kaido of the Beasts and Big Mom. It can attack Gabriel waters quickly, Crane said. So this battle is destined to start in Gabriel Seas, and even Gabriel City, Kuzan said. Yes, it looks like this at the moment, Crane nodded and said. Ahem, if there is a war in Gabriel City, Gabriel Yuri will not be able to use Skywrath as a large-scale destructive attack. If there is no Skywrath, facing the flanking attack of Big Mom and Kaido, Gabriel Yuri's chances of winning may not be high. Big Mom and Kaido are 2 complete monsters. It is not easy to kill them. The one who will be consumed in the end may be Gabriel Yuri, Paluzolino said. This time the final result is likely to be a loss for both sides. Can we make some preparations? Sakazuki's eyes flashed and said 0. This time is indeed an opportunity, but if you are not careful, you may also involve Marine into the abyss of war. So you must be cautious, and if you want to act on the dynasty of Giadi, you must order 5 elders. The Gabriel dynasty is more than just a pirate group, Sengoku said. It is not possible to put the battlefield in Gabriel City. Although I decided not to use Skywrath, once the battlefield becomes fierce in Gabriel, it will inevitably cause huge damage to Gabriel City, so we have to defend the enemy overseas, but we cannot leaving too far away, or the headquarters will be attacked, so our battlefield is here. Yuri pointed to a sea area on the map and said. This is the entrance to Gabriel Sea area. The environment here is bad, although there are basic desert islands, but there are no people. It happens to be the most suitable battlefield. Take out all of our wealth over the years, let everyone in the world see, and add the power of Emperor Chao Lai, Yuri said. Yes. Everyone replied with bright eyes. Report, the Gabriel pirate group is dispatched. They have established a line of defense in the turbulent waters, preparing to block our attack. On an island floating in the clouds, the heavyweights of Beast's pirates and the Big Mom pirates all gathered here. Does Gabriel Yuri want to choose the battlefield in the turbulent waters? We just didn't like him, Kaido said with a sneer. Kaido can use the flame cloud, and the things that are wrapped in the flame cloud will be under his control, and can even fly the entire island. And the island under him is the island that he used to take off with his power and is controlled by him. Mama, Gabriel Yuri would definitely not have thought that those mighty fleets are just a cover for us to attract him, and we are controlling the island to attack directly from the sky, Big Mom said with a smile. Everyone thinks that we are scattered and gathered in formation to prevent Gabriel Yuri from using Skywrath to destroy us in one fell swoop, but they don't know that it is just a cover to attract everyone's attention, let alone the Gabriel pirates. I'm afraid the eyes of the whole world are now attracted by our ship, Puro, said Perispero. It turns out that the fleets of the Big Mom pirates and Beasts pirates are nothing more than a guise on the surface. All the main forces are gathered here, and those fleets are just ordinary members. If Yuri goes to attack those fleets just to hit Kaido's plan of, those will be the best materials to consume Yuri's physical strength. It's a pity that Gabriel Yuri was not fooled. If he was fooled and consumed a lot of physical energy, then our odds of winning this time would be even greater, Quinn said. Mama, as long as he can restrain his Skywrath, we will win this time. After all, he is facing 2 4 Emperor's-level powerhouses, Big Mom said. Mom, in addition to Skywrath, you also need to be wary of Gabriel Yuri's expulsion. Marine Sengoku Garp and others were expelled to all parts of the world by Gabriel Yuri with their power during the Battle of Solomon Island, thus causing the fiasco of the island, Keita Kuri said. You don't need to tell me that. I also know that if Kaido and I are expelled, this battle will be defeated. Don't worry, we already have a way to deal with this trick, and it is not only Gabriel Yuri that has grown in the past few years, Big Mom said with a smile. It's even more Gabriel Yuri. Without Gabriel's pressure, we wouldn't be able to make such progress, Kaido sneered. To be honest, Yuri's devil fruit ability really amazed them. Before Yuri, it was difficult for them to imagine that a person could be as powerful as devil fruit alone. Especially after the Battle of Marin Fendo, the Skywrath released by Yuri frightened them not lightly. Even they can't guarantee that they can survive under the wrath of the sky. The two monsters who have always been unscrupulous, feel the huge pressure. This pressure, even Whitebeard and Roger, never gave them the death pressure they felt. The strong pressure of death urges them to become stronger in order to survive on the sea. But their physical strength is already at the top monster level. It is difficult to find people with stronger bodies than them in the whole sea. And if it was a few decades ago, they were still young, and they might be able to grow up if they train. But at this age, it is extremely difficult to make progress. So the only thing that can make them stronger again is devil fruit. They had never thought about devil fruit before, but it can be so scary. In other words, they did not want devil fruit to provide them with stronger power. Because it is not needed, they have long been standing on the top of the sea, the monster standing at the top of all food chains. But now it's different. Suddenly someone is pressing on their heads like a big mountain. What makes them unconvinced the most is that this person only relies on the power of devil fruit. And they know that there will be a battle with Yuri sooner or later. Because they have the ambition to become One Piece. To become One Piece, you need to understand the text of the coordinate history. And now the only person in the whole world who can read the text of the coordinate history is Robin. If you want to win Robin, you must go to war with Yuri. But they know that it is difficult to win Robin from Yuri with the current strength. Even in the face of Yuri's wrath, they will die, which forces them to open and need to think about how to become stronger. Yuri has also shown them a way. They think Yuri can develop devil fruit to such a point, it's impossible that they can't. They are all monsters whose bodies are far beyond ordinary people. In this extremely powerful world, the bodies of the two of them can also be called monsters among the monsters. And a large part of devil fruit's ability depends on the strength of the body. If they are willing to develop devil fruit and spend their minds on this, they can naturally develop more powerful. Under the pressure of Yuri, after 2 years of continuous development, the two are under the control of devil fruit. If Yuri meets them again this time, you will find. These are two completely unknown monsters. If Yuri is careless, he might end up with a fiasco. Haven't you found Big Mom and Kaido of the Beasts? Yuri frowned in Gabriel City. In order to defend the enemy from overseas, Yuri sent a fleet of units to meet the enemy on the sea. The two sides launched a fierce battle in the turbulent waters. In the past 2 years, the Gabriel dynasty will continue, and the Gabriel pirates will grow extremely strong. At the same time, as a person from the modern era, Yuri understands the role of technology very well. Therefore, in the development policy he formulated, education, the development of science and technology, and the development of industry are extremely important. And from the Don Quixote family, the Gabriel pirate group accepted Mgai Saw Current, who is considered the top scientist in this world. The former kingdom of Garu also had many talents in industrial governance and training. At the same time, in the name of establishing schools and universities in the kingdom of Gabriel, we are actively recruiting talents and scientists from all over the world. There are several top-level scientific research teams in Canada. Has made great achievements in construction, alchemy, electronics, biological research and other fields. In terms of shipbuilding, the Gabriel dynasty can now build steel battleships with steam turbines. Even high-tech weapons such as electromagnetic guns and rockets were placed on the steel battleship. It used to be hidden. This time, in order to deal with the Big Mom pirates and Beasts pirates, they all took them out. Under the attack of steel warships and various high-tech weapons, naval battles are one-sided. Gabriel dynasty's overwhelming advantage, the other side of the fight was pissed. But what puzzles Yuri is that the war is so weak, but there is no trace of Big Mom and Kaido of the Beasts. Even the senior officials of the Big Mom pirates and Beasts pirates are all missing. This couldn't help but cast a shadow in Yuri's heart. Where did they go? Just thinking about it, Yuri suddenly looked towards the sky. At this time, the sky above Gabriel City suddenly covered with dark clouds. The terrifying thunder and lightning raged and flickered in the dark clouds. Suddenly, a series of terrifying thunder and lightning struck Gabriel City. Dark clouds enveloped the entire Solomon Island. The huge dark clouds blocked the sun and plunged Solomon Island into darkness. Thick dark clouds, as if the sky was pressed down all day. The dark clouds revolved like Uzumaki, and thunder and lightning flashes in the Uzumaki dark clouds. In the next moment, huge thunder and lightning shot out from the dark clouds of Uzumaki. As if it was another time and space throwing out thunder and lightning. Oh my god, what happened? Run away, thunder and lightning have struck down. Is this the sky falling? Is the end of the world? Dragon, dragon, there is a dragon in the dark clouds. A series of terrifying thunder and lightning continue to bombard Gabriel City. In the dark clouds, you can also see a huge dragon dancing, making a huge roar. The huge dragon's roar resounded across the sky, shaking the air. People all looked at the sky in horror, as if they felt the end of the world. A special war warning is issued and all citizens are immediately allowed to enter the evacuation facility to take refuge, Robin ordered. In order to cope with the possible Four Emperors level battle, Gabriel City has long established many refuge facilities in the city. The underground refuge facility constructed with high-tech materials can cope with the spread of Four Emperors class battles. Of course, it would be impossible to stop Yuri's wrath. Captain, there is a huge island on the dark clouds. I am afraid that there are more than 30,000 troops gathered on it, and it is the Big Mom and Kaido, and the elites of the two large pirate groups are all on it. Violet looked at the sky and exclaimed. I controlled the island and attacked directly from the sky. It was really set aside. Yuri looked up and said. Yuri didn't think that Kaido and Big Mom would attack directly from the sky. It's just that he didn't expect that they would be so powerful, driving an island, bringing all of them into the fight. At this time, suddenly a huge beam of lightning came out of the dark cloud Uzumaki, and the target was Yuri and the others. Attack me with thunder and lightning, who do you think you are? Yuri smiled coldly and raised his hand to the thunder and lightning that was attacking. The moment Yuri's hand touched the lightning, the huge lightning disappeared immediately, transforming into a powerful magnetic force. The dragon dancing in the clouds and Big Mom showed a gloomy look at this situation. The lightning attack is useless. Kaido Dragon roared. It turns lightning into magnetism. I didn't expect Gabriel Yuri to have such an ability, but I want to see how long you can hold on. Big Mom sneered. As we spoke, the terrifying thunder and lightning struck Yuri one after another. Although Yuri's ability to transform lightning into magnetism surprised them, they didn't think that when there were more thunder and lightning, they could all be transformed into magnetism. Even if it can be fully transformed, it will consume a lot of physical energy. This is exactly what they want. Thunder and lightning are screaming, do you think you are a thunder fruit capable person? Yuri raised both hands, the strong gravitational force between his hands was generated, and all the thunder and lightning that struck were drawn between his hands. Immediately I saw fierce thunder and lightning flashing between Yuri's hands. But in a blink of an eye it was transformed into magnetic force, and then into gravity. The huge gravitational force forms a ball of light to rotate. Silver wheel reincarnation explodes. More than a dozen gravitational photospheres rotate extremely fast, absorbing the surrounding air to form a powerful rotating storm and slam into the sky. Big tornado. Kaido shouted in the sky at the same time. More than a dozen tornadoes appeared, and then a dozen tornadoes merged and turned into a huge tornado and fell. Clash with Yuri's reincarnation explosion. Boom! Two terrifying tornadoes collided together, shaking the sky and the earth, and the wind was surging like a hurricane passing by. The endless wind turned into a huge wave that swept across the city of Gabriel. The sky is falling down. Run away and go to the evacuation facility. The Emperor is fighting with people, and the dragon is Kaido of the Beasts. The Four Emperors Kaido of the Beasts is coming. Look at an island in the sky. If that kind of island falls, the entire city of Gabriel will be destroyed. Go to the refuge facility. Here is about to break out of the Four Emperors level battle. The city of Gabriel is established, and the most terrifying battle is about to begin. The terrifying wind blows the entire Gabriel City from east to west, and the residents of the city fled. And the guards of Gabriel City roared frantically, directing everyone to take refuge in the refuge facility. Because Gabriel City had anticipated that a Four Emperors level battle might occur, it often carried out evacuation drills, so everyone was not too flustered. But this situation still made them panic. Two tornadoes in the sky are still crashing crazily together. But gradually, the tornado released by Kaido gradually became smaller. But Yuri's tornado of rebirth of the silver wheel is getting bigger and bigger. Yuri's silver wheel turning strip looks like a tornado, but it is actually an attack formed by gravity attracting air. When it collides with Kaido's tornado, it can continuously attract the opponent's wind to grow. So the more you fight, the stronger. Kaido's wind is constantly being absorbed, and naturally it gets weaker and weaker. So in a blink of an eye, Kaido's tornado became weaker and weaker, and finally was torn apart by Yinlan turning around. At the same time, the surrounding dark clouds were also shattered and hit Kaido heavily. Boom! The terrifying silver wheel reincarnation exploded, continuously hitting the Kaido, flying the huge coil dragon upside down, and finally hit the island in the air together. It hurts me to beat me. Silver wheel reincarnation disappeared after a short while. Kaido's huge body flew up again. He didn't even see any injuries on his body, as if the attack just now was a phantom. Kaido, your body has become much stronger. It seems that your strength has become stronger in the past few years. Is this your confidence to challenge me? Yuri said lightly. Challenge? No. This time I am going to crush you. Kaido said coldly. Mama, Gabriel Yuri, don't think that you are the only one who will become stronger. We have been preparing for a long time to deal with you. Today is your death date. Big Mom said with a laugh on the island. You have indeed grown a little bit, but you want to kill me? You are too self-righteous. Yuri said with a cold smile. Jinlin turned and burst.